Class, y'all switching. You must have been that. You must have been that Highland. Yeah.
All right, y'all. We give praise, honor, and esteem to the mighty Elohim in the name of Yahushua. Let's get this John 5:39. Little Muffin, you coming over here? Cause literal Muffin got something to tell you. She sure do. Mm-hmm. I wager Deidre probably told you, but I told Muffin she got to tell you what she did. It ain't no bad, but it's that junk just children, I suppose. Hell, I can't even say children. I say people. Shalom, Tavon and Jake, because sometimes people just be wanting to fit in. John chapter 5, verse 30. Scriptures. For in them you think you have eternal life, and there they was testified of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe but receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you, the Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? So, hallelujah for Yahushua. Let's go over here to Daniel chapter 10. Joanne, I know you ain't doing what I think you're doing.
No.
10 and 14. And now I'm come to make you understand what shall befall your people in the latter days. For yet the vision for days. And when he had spoken such words unto me, I set my face towards the ground, and I became dumb. And behold, like the similitude of the sons of Adam touched my lips. Then I opened my mouth and spake, and said unto him that stood before me, O my Lord, by the vision my sorrows are turned upon me, and I have retained no strength. For how can the servant of this my Lord talk with this my Lord? For as for me, straightway there remain no strength in me, neither is there breath left in me. Then there came again and touched me like the appearance of a man, and he strengthened me, and said, Man, O greatly beloved, fear not, shalom unto you. Be strong, yea, be strong. And when he had spoken unto me, I was strengthened, and said, Let my Lord speak, for you have strengthened me. So, go at, man. I'm trying to see. Shalom, brother Alex. I'm trying to see where I want to go. Do me a favor. Go over to Luke chapter 24, verse 36. Not Luke 24, Matthew 24, and not 36. Matthew 24 and 25. Lost my doggone debit card.
Again?
Wells Fargo. Right after I went and put that check in the bank.
That's the name.
Yeah, I need a favor. What the wallet gonna do? Now I had a wallet, then I'd have lost everything.
You turned it off? I lose that wallet, bro. Card.
Lying to me. I done lost several wallets. Nigga, that's why I don't care. I don't trust none of that junk. Man, I don't trust none of that junk, nigga. Nigga, I lost a wallet with about a band in it, boy. That was it for me. No, I didn't. That was it for me. That happened in 1999. That was it for me. Let that go. I don't give a damn about losing no card. You know what I'm talking about? You can get another one. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga, I can use Apple Pay for certain things, boy. I ain't carrying no wallet, boy. Lose no cash. Boy, I'm good on that, bro. And I meant that. I meant that then. I ain't carrying one. Nigga, I ain't carrying one then. I just happen to have one. I ain't with that wallet junk. Nigga, that junk does not guarantee nothing against loss. Yeah, that sounds good. And guess what? And I done been with some of you niggas where you done jump back. Where my wallet at? Because you done took out your pocket and laid it somewhere. So, nigga, that junk ain't no guarantee.
No, it ain't for the guarantee. It's harder to lose it. Card, it's harder. It's easy to lose a card. It's just thin.
No, I lost that junk pocket because I just used it.
ain't gonna lie to him.
Civic was just with me. The car fell between the seat. We couldn't even see the car. I thought the car was gone. The car could be somewhere right close to you. You feel like you lost it because you ain't got it in the secure location.
No, I did check it. Let's check it again. I just looked inside. He probably another.
It's the new one. It's the new one though. Put your car right there.
No, I had just used it. I had just deposited the check and came out.
I ain't losing the phone.
Get you a car with a phone case. Yeah, you never lose your phone. Shoot, you on that all day.
I done left that behind.
Shoot, put them cars in the back.
Come on. What's the Sloan's, Ron? I've been telling you. I ain't good on that.
That's a good solution.
Yeah, that's the solution.
Come on. Matthew 24 and 25. Come on.
Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert,
My
go
bad,
not
26.
forth. Oh, I'm in 26 right now.
26 and 20. Man.
Oh, 26 and 20. Now when the even was come, he sat down with the 12, and as they did eat, he said, truly I say unto you,
What he say?
that one of you shall betray me.
Okay.
And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Lord, is it I? And he answered and said, he that dipped hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man go as it was written of him.
As it's written.
But woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been given for him that man if he had not been born.
That's right.
Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I?
You say it.
And as they were eating, Yahushua took bread and baruched it and broke and gave to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave to them, saying, drink you all of it, for this is the blood, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. When they had sung a hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives.
Listen. Live.
Then said Yahushua unto them, all you shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. But after I am risen again, I will go before you into Galilee.
Keep going.
Peter answered and said unto him, though all shall be offended because of you, will I never be offended. Yahushua said unto him, truly I say unto you, that this night before the cock crow, you shall deny me thrice. Peter said unto him, though I should die with you.
Go to verse 36.
Then come Yahushua with them into a place called Gethsemane, and said unto the disciples, sit you here while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy.
He said to be what?
Sorrowful and very heavy.
Very heavy. What else?
Then said he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry you here and watch with me. And he went a little farther and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Abba, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you.
Not as what?
Not as I will, but as you.
So at this point, why is he sorrowful even unto death? Because I want you to go back. By the visions my sorrows are turned upon me, I retain no strength. That's what Daniel 10 and 16 said. Now come over here to Luke chapter 22. Pick me up about verse 35. Should make it 32. 22 and 32.
You said 22?
Luke 22. 32.
But I prayed for you that your faith failed not.
Okay, matter of fact, we're gonna wait on that one, on that part of it. So go over here to Luke 22 and 39. Luke 22 and 39. We're gonna wait on that part. Luke 22 and 39.
And he came out and went as he was wont to the Mount of Olives, and his disciples also followed him. And when he was at the place, he said unto them, pray that you enter not into temptation. And he was withdrawn from them.
He said, pray that you don't do what?
Enter into temptation.
Why?
And he was withdrawn from them, brought a stone's cast, and kneeled down and prayed, saying,
and what he prayed?
Father, if you be willing, remove this cup from me.
Nevertheless,
not my will, but yours be done.
And then there appeared
Malachim unto him from Shamahim, strengthening.
Now again, right, we're in Daniel 10 and 16. What did it say in Daniel 10 and 16? I know that junk at. I was using that junk for a place mark last night.
You good?
No, I mean it just hit my brain. I was using it for a place mark last night. Nah, 'cause I knew I had it, man. You know what I'm saying? I had just deposited a check. But I ain't had nothing to hold my spot last night, and that's what I was using it for.
Okay, that's fine. Well, why you didn't do it for? You think so?
Jeremiah Bird. Come here, son. So when we look at Daniel 10:16, he said, like the similitude of the sons of man touched his lips. He opened my mouth and spake unto him by the vision. My sorrows are turned upon me, and I had no strength. So, of course, you see Yahushua has his sorrows, and there is no strength. So just for informational purposes, I need one of y'all, shalom, Brother Shaul, I need one of y'all to tell me where is the scriptural reference for him praying for this cup to pass. Oh, he put that in your mystery pack. Yeah. That one there was long gone. That's Scooby-Doo? Oh, that's Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, I got mine in Greek. You gonna be telling the truth? You gonna tell no story? Cause why? You gotta be a man of your word, boy. There ain't nobody gonna believe you. That's the only one. Come on with it. Jeremiah 49 and what verse it is? About 12. What little muffin at? Aubrey, where you at? Go ahead and tell you, Tiki, what you got going on. What? Very well. Pick it up at verse 7. Jeremiah 49 and 7.
It said, "Turn to Eden, thus says Yahuwah of hosts, wisdom no more in Timar, his counsel perished from the prudent, is their wisdom vanished. Flee ye."
Pause. He said his counsel perished from the who?
His counsel perished from the prudent.
Is their wisdom
vanished?
Now, what could this mean? I'll show you what it means. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 2, man, and get me verse 3. You can make it verse 1. It ain't gonna hurt nobody.
1 Corinthians 2:1. "And I, brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declaring unto you the testimony of Elohim. For I determined not to know anything among you, save Yahushua HaMashiach and him crucified. And I was with you in your weakness and in fear and in much trembling. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom."
It wasn't with what?
Enticing words of man's wisdom.
Go ahead.
"But in the demonstration of the Ruach and of the power."
Tubby man. Go ahead.
"That your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of Elohim."
It should stand where?
In the power of Elohim.
Listen to him.
"Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor the princes of the world that come to naught. But we speak the wisdom of Elohim and the mystery, the hidden, which Elohim ordained before the world into our esteem, which none of the princes of this world knew, for had they known, they would have not crucified the master of esteem."
So it seemed like the counsel had done perished from the prudent, and wisdom had done vanished. Say, excuse me, muffin man. Come here, boy. Come on, boy. What's up? What you got going on? What you got going on? Come on back to Jeremiah 49. What you got going on? Yeah, I got you now, boy. Yeah. What's up, man? What's up? Come here.
It says, "Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him. The time I will visit him. If the great gatherers come to thee, will they not leave gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare."
Pause, because we were having a conversation with a dude about what it means to be naked. Because he didn't believe Isaiah would butt booty naked. He said that was against the moral law. You ain't allowed to have your wee-wee out in front of women in church. Come on, Stevie, give him Isaiah 20 so you can see why the man, and we'll deal with being naked also. Because this is why Yahushua needed strengthening, because he had been made bare. And we'll show that Esau had been made bare because he would be the firstborn and he would be ruddy. And he ruddy because Adam is ruddy. It's all the same thing. Come on with it, man. Isaiah 21, listen to it.
In the year that Tartan came onto Ashdod, when Sargon, the king of Assyria, sent them and fought against Ashdod and took it, at the same time spake Yahuwah by Isaiah the son of Amos, saying,
"What he said?
Go and loose the sackcloth from off your loins.
Go take it off your loins.
And put off your shoe from your foot."
Off your foot.
And he did so, walking naked and barefoot.
He walking what?
Naked and barefoot.
He walking what?
Naked and barefoot.
Tell him what naked mean in Hebrew. Brother say that's symbolic. No, he was butt naked. See, what he didn't understand is this, right? Commonly, of course, ain't nobody gonna be walking around just butt naked to be butt naked. But somebody was made butt naked and he was ashamed. Do you know who it was? Who it was, Doris? No, it wasn't. But this is an obscure point because he has no name. Oh, no. No, not him either. See, David had a servant who had got sent off to somebody, and they cut off his beard, half his beard for one point.
Well, that was the king's message.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he ain't had no name. And then they sent him back with his booty out.
Yeah.
And when he came back, he said he was because see, you looking like that because you not understand it's a different culture. For somebody to cut half your beard off is disrespect. For a nigga to send you back with your booty out is even more disrespect. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't talking about no sagging pants either. I'm talking about exposed butt cheeks. You know what I'm saying? That was taken as disrespect. Like you shame now. I gotta walk back and my butt's out. And I don't know homo stuff. It's just, hey man, this is disrespectful. You know what I'm talking about? But they did that to him for the purpose of shaming him. I had to comment on the video Pink Book Lessons did because she was talking about Matt Barnes, right? She said that Becky and him spit on somebody, some dude that one of his, I don't know what it is, because you know he mixed. She was making this, she said that meaning that black people don't spit on other people. I say lying to me. You know what I'm talking about? I say, I don't know where you from, but I know plenty niggas who done been spit on and spit at and did the spitting. You know what I'm talking about? Matter of fact, it's funny when she said that because that y'all probably don't remember, but last year around this time, little girl got killed at the Wawa. You know what I'm talking about? She was about 16 years old. The girl was on trial for it. It actually ended in a mistrial. She says she really basically shot the girl because the girl spit on her. You know what I'm talking about? Besides, she thinking they were going to jump on her. But she said the girl spit on her. She was like, oh, where you from? What country? I'm like, nigga, I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I don't know what they do where you from. These niggas spit on each other around here. And you spit on somebody for two reasons. You don't respect them, and you trying to provoke them to a fight. Because you know full well if I spit at you, you're going to want to fight. And I want to fight, so that's why I'm doing it. I'm trying to back you in a corner. You know what I'm saying? See that invite the nigga to your penis? Spitting, slapping, you're trying to provoke an altercation. You know what I'm saying? The only place I ain't never seen nobody spit on somebody that was in prison. You know what I'm saying? I think I heard Wallow say this, and he ain't lying, man. Prison is probably one of the most respectful places you'll ever go in your life. You know what I'm talking about? And you around stone cold killers and all manner of degenerates, and boy, respect is at an utmost premium in that location, boy. You know what I'm saying? You go in there like we did like this here, right? I was in there one time, that boy he was just set, we playing spade, this nigga over here fart. You know what I'm saying? Dude, like, what you invite me to your butt? But another dude was like, bro, you fart by me one more time, bro, I'm gonna punch you in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because that's disrespect. You ain't even got enough common courtesy to step off and go do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, out here in this world, if you would have did that, this nasty nigga fart. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. And that, man, nigga might go upside your head, boy, you might get stabbed. Like, straight up and down, because it's just disrespect. It's a whole bunch of men standing right here, and you breaking wind, and we don't appreciate that, and somebody might do something to you about that. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I'm just being honest with you, man. Just being honest with you, man. Look here, man. Sitting on somebody's bed in prison can lead to a fight because that's disrespect. Even more so if you sit down at the head of his bed. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was thinking about. Nigga, you get everything else stripped from you. All you got is the common decency in here. You can't have that. That's a problem.
Yeah, you just can't come in and do, oh, what's up, my boy? And sit on a dude bed. He don't like this here. He don't know. Yeah, man, you could get stabbed by that depending on where you're incarcerated at. You know what I'm saying? Or at the bare minimum, a fight. You know what I'm talking about? All that walking past people not saying, excuse me, my bad, all that can lead to an altercation. All that can lead to an altercation. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it's probably one of the most respectful environments you ever find yourself. Mess around, boy, and you share a cell with somebody, you don't use the bathroom, you ain't clean that toilet up afterwards, boy. It can lead to a fight. Yeah, it can lead to a fight. be in there and be musket, and you don't do nothing about it, to lead to a fight. I done seen dudes throw dudes in the shower because they wouldn't bathe.
I had to do say he learned how to bathe by going to jail.
That's unfortunate. He said, I believe there was two of them, David's servant, and he told him to go up out the other city. Yeah, he did. That's the same dude, Quran. That's the same dude. He told him to go back to his beard grew back. Come on, let's take a look at it. Come on, Civic. Come over here for 2 Samuel, I believe. I'm telling you not, because it ain't because you trying to avoid 2 Samuel chapter 10, verse 1.
And it came to pass after this, the king of the children of Ammon died, and Hanun his son reigned in his stead. Then said David, I will show kindness unto Hanun the son of Nahash, as his father showed kindness unto me. And David sent to comfort him by the hand of his servants for his father. And David's servants came into the land of the children of Ammon. And the princes of the children of Ammon said unto Hanun, their Lord, think you that David do honor your father, that he have sent comforters unto you? Mm-hmm. Have not David sent his servants unto you to search the city, to spy it out, and to overthrow it? Wherefore Hanun took David's servants and shaved off the one half of their beards.
And what else?
Cut off their garments in the middle.
And cut off their garments where?
In the middle.
In the where?
In the middle.
Woo.
To their buttocks, and sent them away.
That's disrespectful. At that time period in history, amongst that people, that was disrespect. Continue.
When they told unto David, he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed. And the king said,
they were what?
Greatly ashamed.
Give them ashamed by definition.
Kalam, to insult, shame, humiliate, to be ashamed, be put to shame.
To be put to shame, you gotta say it, you gotta talk a little louder. You're talking like you whispering to Michael here. You know what I'm saying? But it is this stuff you be whispering. That's great. The laundry's finished.
Coffee is good. You have some more.
Go change the channel. I don't want to watch this. That's some joy out of here, right? You think a nigga finna whisper sweet nothings? The cake is done. You know what I'm talking about? Right, straight up and down. Uber Eats is here. I ain't never used that though.
That don't so expensive.
I know it is. And guess what? I done did it. So I'm telling you straight up and down. The driver don't get no bread. If you doing Uber Eats, you ain't getting no money.
That's all I did up there. 2 weeks.
That boy say he heard a dude say he would kneel to pee so it wouldn't splash for his Muslim bunkie out of respect and cleanliness. What depends who you in the cell with? I'm telling you. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something real, man. The Muslim dudes gonna be the first one to stab you. Like the only people who go to prison like this, you got some people, I don't care nothing about what these niggas talking about till you see that nice piece of steel go on a nigga chest, go on a nigga stomach, by some stupid junk. You know what I'm talking about? You learn a lot. That's why you notice a lot of dudes who come home from prison, they have a higher level of humility than some people, let's say them wild jits, than people who've been out here. It's different than that, man. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to avoid, you got to live with these people.
No, you don't. Sit down.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be around these people every day unless they shoot you off to another facility. You got to live with these people. It's different if you're in an open air room, but if you're in a doggone 2-man cell with the door shut, oh yeah. Yeah, that's done different. Yeah, all that masturbating nigga be doing, you can't do that in there. See, if you know I ain't lying. I know you done seen dudes in here, bro. You gonna beat me to the cell, bro? We gotta live it. Pop, pop.
I see that because they do it in there.
Yeah, but you
I
gotta
mean, they'll give them their own time. Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta let a nigga know ahead of time. You gotta put
Yeah.
your 10. It's a protocol to that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna go off the rent, I'm gonna stay in the cell. They definitely gotta let niggas know that.
Put your 10 over there.
Put your tabernacle up all that, boy. You gotta hide yourself.
That's what they
Look,
do.
come out of new man.
Put a covering over the window.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, same way when you taking a dump. You gotta do the same thing. Go ahead, man.
And when the children of the men were greatly ashamed, and the king said, tarry at Jericho until your beards be grown, and in return. And when the children of Ammon saw that they stank before David, the children of Ammon sent and hired the Syrians,
That's
Beth
good.
Rahab.
That's good. We got to that point. What was that beforehand? Jeremiah 49.
It's in Isaiah too.
I was like,
Oh yeah, Isaiah 20. Finish that for me. So notice that was a humiliating thing. So a part of that is when you see that with a Mashiach, when they stripped him out of his clothes, that was purpose of humiliating. Go ahead and get that for me, Matthew 27:20. Same purpose why you see them plucking out his beard. You know what I'm talking about? Same way they did the David's servant plucking out his beard. That's for humiliation. See, that's different now. You know what I'm saying? You already know that. Most of these boys walk around here pants so low, nigga, they whole genitalia and booty hole lot. These boys don't care about none of that.
No shame.
No shame. Ain't nobody got no shame in 2023. The women ain't got no shame. The women come outside in draws. I've been told you that.
What do you mean the gym working on ethical boxing?
And ethical draws. That's the part that tripped me out. I seen the story where dude was saying they should come up. They should. That definitely sounds painful indeed, Quran. They said it was talking about they should have gender neutral gyms, and they say in some places they tried that, but the women never went. You know why the women never went? Because they can't get the attention that they looking for in the female only gym. Because all the women talking about I don't like men looking at me. All the nigga got to do is look up and glance. He's stalking me. And I'm like, oh, get your funky behind out of here. You came in here with some doggone shorts all the way up to your coochie lips, your booty hole hanging out, and your titties everywhere. You didn't come to train. You mean to tell me you had to get butt naked to come train? No, you was hoping somebody could look at you and then you could lash out because that made you feel better about yourself. I don't want to talk to you. Hold on, flatter yourself. Because if I had a woman to choose, it wouldn't be you. I wouldn't want to be with no woman who go train half naked. That tell me right there, you a lot of things, and a wife ain't one of them, because no respectable woman would come anywhere in public looking like this. No woman worth marrying. You know what I'm talking about? But I do that as a chick. Well, if I seen a woman, she was always out the door half naked, it's a lot of things she is, and a wife ain't it. That nigga Sean say, boy, man, at my job, they be having on borderline stripper flaws. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Quran say they don't leave nothing to the imagination because they don't want you to imagine. They take pride in being able to say, oh yeah, nigga tried to holler at me, I shut him down. That's why I ain't never believe in even validating a woman enough to approach her. You funky dog slut, the hell wrong with you? You ain't that damn good. Most niggas stepping to you because they want to have sex with you, not because they envisioning a life with you. That's just being honest with you, especially if you dress like that. Man, we were talking about the other day, man. I've been seeing that. I've been told you that. He said it make it hard for a single brother to keep his eyes to himself. That just don't bother me because I'm looking at you like, hey, boy, you out here out the door like that? That's a coochie I don't even want. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you look good and all, but baby, that's all you got. But that's when you get to a certain point and maturity in your life where you be like, yeah, buns is cool and all, but come on now, baby. Come on now. Shoot, they were talking about that earlier. She talking about she wants to say, I don't even like giving brothers hugs because, some brothers dealing with some things. Boy, if you got an issue, she will be serious. And she might not be. But boy, if you got an issue that a woman give you a hug and her titties press up against yours and you get sexually excited, well, you need something.
That's a real statement, though. The fact that she was wearing nothing.
Yeah, she was. Ron said, I don't appreciate it. Make me feel like I done something wrong if she catch my eye. But see, you ain't did nothing wrong. You just might be looking out like, hey, look at this butt naked hoe. And she thinking, look at him, scoping me out. He like that. He like that. I don't like. See, the only reason why they catch your attitude is if she don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Because if she like you, she gonna be looking at you like this here, winking and all that other stuff. But if she don't like you, she don't catch your attitude. Nobody want to marry that. Well, if you see some of y'all don't go to the gym regularly. You know what I'm talking about? And it ain't no black women thing anyway, because I've been going to the gym a long time. Except for Dunn Avenue, I don't see a lot of black women in the gym. I'm be honest with you. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of Caucasians. And they always in there half naked. Always in there half naked. All the time. You know what I'm saying?
I said when I go in the grocery store, probably after with the same clothes.
Yeah, all the time. All the time.
In the grocery store.
They're trying to catch you, man.
Never fails. All the time.
Looking for her.
And that's not to say that sisters don't do it, but I'm just saying, like, I've been training a long time, and I don't see as many black women in the gym as I see white women. No, I don't see you black chicks in there. Yeah, you come on, baby, put some clothes on. You know what I'm talking about? But I just say I don't see that many black women in the gym, period. Contrast to white women.
Definitely be a planet fitness, though.
They could be. I'm just talking about for Bailey's.
Yeah.
I've been going to Bailey's
I was just concurring.
for a long time.
They go to the $10 gym. Is that what you're saying?
They could be now. Because I ain't never seen that many women black women in Bailey's. And I'd have been all of them. Regularly.
Remember, this is not a kid here.
I could believe it.
I ain't been to LA. So
The only one I see a lot of black women in is Dunn Avenue. In contrast. But shoot, Merrill, so they don't be no women in that period. You know what I'm saying? Good dudes. You go to one of any of these women want to say. Only women every time you see women at Bailey's is if they in the classes. That's when you see them. Yeah, but nah. Come on, say 20-1 one more time.
In the year that Tartan
We know
came
Michael don't go.
unto Ashdod,
Oh yeah, hold on. Matthew 27:20. We got to deal with that scripture.
It say, but the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Yahushua. The governor answered and said unto them, whether the twain will you that I release unto you? They said Barabbas.
Barabbas.
Pilate said unto them, what shall I do then with Yahushua, who is called the Mashiach?
They said kill it.
All say unto him, let him be crucified. And the governor said, what evil has he done?
Man, we don't care nothing about all that.
But they cried out the more, said, let him be crucified.
Kill him.
When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but rather the atonement was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this person. See ye to it. Then answered all the people and said, his blood on us and our children. Then they released Barabbas unto them, and when he had scourged Yahushua, he delivered him to be crucified.
Go ahead.
Then the soldiers of the governor took Yahushua into the common hall and gathered unto him a whole band.
And what they do?
And they stripped.
They did what?
They stripped.
They did what?
They stripped.
They got this man butt buka naked out there to make him shame. Then they did what after that?
They put him a scarlet robe.
Then they did what?
And then they platted a crown of thorns. They put upon his head and a reed in his right hand. And they bowed their knee before him and mocked him, saying, hail the Malach of the Yahudim.
Then what did they do after that?
Then they spit upon
Then what
him,
they do?
took the reed and smote him on the head.
And after that?
And after that, they mocked him.
Then they did what?
They took the robe off of him.
Then put his clothes back on.
And put his raiment on him and led him away to crucify.
All that was just to humiliate him. Same way David's servant got humiliated. All that was just to humiliate him. Come back to Isaiah 20. Listen. I gotta get in. What you doing? Why you doing it? Where you going? Why you going there? Who are you? Why you here? Are you confused? You got new teeth coming in? You got all your old teeth? You got all your new teeth? You ain't got no teeth? Get that. What happened to your teeth? You got a fight? Who you fought? Why you fought with your brother? I don't know. Very well. Isaiah 20:1.
in the year that Tartan came unto Ashdod, when Sargon, the king of Assyria, sent them and fought against Ashdod and took it, at the same time spake Yahuwah by Isaiah, the son of Amoz, saying, Go and loose the sackcloth from off your loins and put off your shoe from your foot.
Put off your what?
Shoe from your foot.
And
he did so, walking naked and barefoot.
Walking what?
Naked and barefoot.
What else happened?
And Yahuwah said, like as my servant Isaiah have walked naked and barefoot 3 years, a sign and wonder upon Egypt.
He said he walked naked and barefoot for how long?
3 years.
It's going to be a what?
Sign and wonder.
Y'all know what sign and wonders mean. That means this son the Lord got fulfilled. Go ahead.
So shall the king of Assyria lead away the Egyptians prisoners and the Ethiopians captives, young and old, naked and barefoot, even with buttocks uncovered, to the shame of Egypt.
So that means the same way that this man was naked for 3 years, the people gonna have to be naked to go into captivity and to be put to shame. But why is they gonna be put to shame? I think it's Luke what? Luke chapter 2. Come on, Sylvia. Give me Luke chapter 2 real quick. Give me Luke chapter 2 real quick, man. Luke chapter 2. Give me verse 25, man.
And behold, there was a man in Jerusalem whose name was Simeon. The same man, just and devout, waiting for consolation of Yasharal, and the Ruach HaKodesh was upon him.
Y'all know what it means to be devout? Tell him what devout is in Greek. I know it in English, but tell him what it is in Greek. Y'all know what it is to be devout? In English, it basically means to be faithful.
It's a circumspect.
You know what I'm saying? Now, that Greek word, that means that he's circumspect. That means he was wise. That means he had to fear Elohim in his heart. You know what I'm saying? But devout in English usually gonna mean this somebody who's faithful. Somebody say he's a devout fan, faithful. You know what I'm saying? A devout husband, faithful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and pious means you're pure, you're righteous, upright. Also, again, faithful. You know what I'm saying? So this is a righteous, faithful, circumspect man. Listen to what he's saying.
And it was revealed unto him by the Ruach HaKodesh that he should not see death before he had seen Yahuwah, the Lord's Hamashiach.
So he said he ain't gonna see death till he see Yahuwah's anointed one. He ain't gonna die till he see that. Listen to him.
And he came by the Ruach into the temple, and when the parents brought
y'all know what that means when he came by the Ruach? That means the Spirit led him there. See, this son I done told you for many years, for many times. Most people don't hear the voice of the Lord because you don't listen. You know what I'm talking about? So why would he talk to you? Because you know you hear people say that God don't talk to people. Why he don't talk to me? Why would he? If you're not gonna trust what he say and you're not gonna do what he say, what would he talk to you for? You know what I'm talking about? Why would he minister to your spirit if you don't listen? If you don't follow directions? That's a way. See, Yahuwah different than most. See, Yahuwah only gonna talk to people who don't listen for one reason, and that's to destroy you. So once you reject what he told you to do, he will have just cause in taking you out. Outside of that, he ain't talking to people who don't listen. See, Yahuwah different than man. See, you'll sit there and talk to somebody who don't listen. You'll sit there and try to continue giving instruction to somebody you know not gonna follow. Yahuwah not gonna do that. He ain't gonna tell you but one time, and that's it. And once you show him that ain't what you want, he ain't finna keep talking to you. He just gonna move on to the next person. I ain't got no time to be fooled up with you. I ain't got no time for it. Well, some people are like, what about the grace and mercy? See, him giving you the word is the grace and mercy. We talking about you experiencing him by him ministering to your spirit by his spirit. He ain't gonna keep fooling with people like that. That's a different type of deal. You know what I'm talking about? It's a lot of instances in your life where something got ministered to your spirit before you understood who was, and you ain't listened to it, and it didn't go well for you. Because he could be the examples of this man testing your heart out there, and he said, "Ain't no, I know you stupid. I know you ain't gonna listen. I give you a pack. I know you ain't gonna listen." We done had that conversation before, and like what it did in Samuel. Majority of all black people done went in the room and say, "Mama, Daddy, you called me, and because you heard your name called, and they're like, "Boy, I ain't call you. I ain't call you." And guess what black people tell you? That's the devil calling you. What the devil gonna call you for? You don't read nowhere in the text Satan calling for nobody. You ever read in the book Satan calling for somebody by name? Absolutely not. Satan ain't got that type of deal to be calling for nobody. He ain't got nothing to call you with. You need a spirit and a word to call somebody with. Satan ain't got no spirit, he ain't got no word. We'll say, well, what about if people get possessed? But I said he ain't got no spirit. He ain't got no spirit to give you. He ain't got no word to give you. So he can't call you. You hear your name called, you better believe, boy, you remember what Eli told Samuel? He said, I perceive that's Yahuwah calling you. He said, next time say, your servant is here. You notice the verbiage he told him to say. Your servant is present. See, if you don't got the mindset that you his servant, you know what I'm talking about? Then what he gonna call you for? Because you ain't ready to do nothing for him. See, we had the wrong attitude. You think God here to serve you and you not here to serve him. See, you already got the game twisted. You already backwards. That man is not here to serve you. You here to serve him. And through your service to him, then you can get rewarded because you serve him. Nah, nobody want to hear that. He owe me. What he owe you? He gave you breath, didn't he? I don't know what else he need to do for you. You alive, ain't you? You didn't come up with breath on your own. If somebody was to knock your breath out of your lungs right now, ain't nothing you can do to bring it back. Yeah, they might have came up. Guess what? Even if they perform CPR on somebody, all they doing is blowing their breath into your body. So it's still you who is breath. They ain't did it. Because that's all CPR is. I'm taking my breath and putting it in your body. But whose breath is in my body? That's your who's breath. It's still him. They can't artificially put oxygen in your lungs to the point that you, because guess what? They can put you on life support, right? And it can't keep you alive if they cut it off. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you could just steal it in there and you'll be gone, but guess what? As soon as they cut it off, you gone. Because once you will take that breath back, boy, it's over with. And there's nothing that you can do. Absolutely nothing. Let's just show them that on general principle. Go ahead and give them Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. Muffania.
It's saying Yahuwah Elohim formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils.
He did what?
He breathed into his nostrils.
And what happened?
The breath of life.
The breath of what?
The breath of life. And man became a living soul.
If you ain't got that, you ain't got nothing. Which, of course, you know why the apostles came back around and Mashiach breathed on them, because he gave them a different breath of life. Because they already had breath in them. He gave them eternal breath. Yeah, I just say that because we get mad too. I promise to you, I think a lot of black folks, boy, believe Mr. Charlie is Yahuwah himself. Because you can swear up and down Mr. Charlie can. You swear that Mr. Charlie lied about everything, but when it comes to cloning and this, that, that, and the third, he ain't lying. Oh, he got all this stuff. How you know? He put it in the movie. That's when you need to. You ever had a bottle of Dom Perignon? It's supposed to bubble. So you get the bottle, right? You find somebody who think like that, right? And you pretend you in a bar fight, and you hit them across the head with it for being stupid. Yeah, that's what you do. That's what they need done. Dudes, let me tell you something, man. One of the worst things in the world was YouTube. I just had him while we was in the car. I said, let's listen to the videos these dudes made about the football player, just to see what they say. Just a whole bunch of people talking, saying nothing. Now, I could understand why some of them wouldn't believe that was him at that game. But these niggas going ham. Oh, they cloned him. Why would they clone a second-year safety who was a late-round pick? Who is this nigga to clone? Who is he to clone? You mean to tell me they got some DNA for DeMar Hamlin on deck? Let's clone this nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Why him?
Prototype.
That's the same thing. That Gucci's a clone. Y'all do know something, right? And you could get photographs of anybody. See, that nigga was fat and sloppy. He was on drugs. See, y'all not used to niggas being on drugs and then go to jail. A lot of niggas come back from jail, they be in shape. You know what's one thing about black people? You used to people being obese, so you think that's the normal way somebody supposed to look. So then when they lose weight and they actually have a normal build, you think, oh, that ain't him. Then you know it's the reverse. When men get older, you know what happens? They gain weight. Like Martin Lawrence was a small dude. He ain't small no more. I guess he a clone too. Dave Chappelle was a small dude when he was younger. He ain't small no more. Yeah, he put on a little muscle. He ain't small no more. Your face look at Martin Lawrence's whole face round now. A nigga face wasn't round in the late 80s. I'm talking about before. In House Party, that man's face wasn't round. But Denzel Washington don't look nothing like what you remember. Because he old. Because that's what happens when you get old, male and female. You gain weight. And it don't go away as easy. You know what I'm talking about? Because, you know, we want to act like dudes just be in shape all their days. Well, you done seen some of the old niggas, boy, them niggas like they don't look like they did when they were young. You know what I'm saying? Denzel definitely looked like that refrigerator. That nigga was slim, but he also 60-something years old, too.
That dude we seen himself.
Sloan. Who that?
The dude we seen in the house.
Oh, yeah. I seen him before. He police. He be in Bailey's. I know I seen him somewhere. I know I seen him before. Oh, yeah, call with Jack. You know what I'm saying? Call with Jack.
He definitely in his 50s.
You know what I'm saying? He like this here. I'm talking about myself with like this here. Call Jack in shape. Say, we gonna run you niggas down. You going to jail. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? But that's just being honest, because you know, dudes like to say women hit the wall. Men hit it too. You don't see too many 50-year-old men in shape. You definitely don't see too many 50-year-old men who look like they 25-year-old self neither. But we gotta stop that, man. They ain't clone. Here's the funny part: they only clone rappers. They don't clone nobody else. You don't think they would want to clone Elon Musk? They want to clone Damar Hamlin? Oh, Nelson Rockefeller. One of them Rockefeller, that man there was gas. If ever there was something in human form that could look like a demon, he was it. That was an ugly man. I know he ain't had no children. I know ain't no woman in the right mind had sex with him.
You got money.
Shoot, some women be like this here. I want money and all, but I'm straight. Well, I mean, but he was 93 years old. They don't tell him what he looked like when he was young. But that junk ain't real, though. Yeah, he had a whole TV show. Yeah, Flavor Love.
What's his name?
Flavor Flav. You know? 911's a joke in your town. Got to be one of the ugliest men in the history of nigga. Come on. Where you at?
We was in Genesis if you done with it.
Yeah, we done with that.
Yes, sir.
Come on back to Jeremiah 49. Mm-hmm. Who in there crying in my house? We in verse 8. And we gonna speed through most of that because we done dealt with it before. We ain't dealing with it tonight. Man, I take your shoes, cuz. You looking like my size, man. Matter of fact, they match my shirt. Let me get them shoes. My shoes today. Take them off. Come on, Jeremiah 49 and 8.
Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him the time I will visit him.
If grape gatherers
come to thee, would they not leave?
Gleaning grapes?
If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough.
Didn't he say they come out against him like a thief with swords and stay? Because they were thieves, because they were trying to steal that which was not theirs. Continue.
But I have made Esau bare.
He made him what?
Bare.
He made him what?
Bare.
Give him bare by definition. Let me get them shoes, cuz I ain't gonna ask you again.
Kasaf, to strip off, to make naked, to drain away, to draw out, uncover.
Did they? Now we just looked at that. They made him naked physically, but he also was made naked spiritually. Let me show you how. Give me Nahum chapter 1, David. Make sure it is, because it could be. It's chapter 2, actually. It might be even 3. Let me see. Yeah, it's chapter 3. Nahum 3 and 1.
Woe to the bloody city.
Woe to the what?
Bloody city.
It's for what?
Lies and robbery.
The prey.
Depart not.
Now, this ain't talking about Jerusalem if you don't know. Does anybody know what city he talking about? He talking about Nineveh. This is talking about Assyria. Continue.
The noise of a whip.
The noise of what?
Of a whip.
And what else?
The rattling of the wheels.
And of?
Prancing horses.
And jumping. The horsemen.
Lift up both the bright sword.
Hold on. He lift up what?
The bright sword.
And a glittering what?
Spear.
And it's a multitude.
Slain.
Great number.
Carcasses.
There's none in.
Of corpses.
They stumble upon
their corpses.
Now pause. He said this man lift up a bright sword and a glittering spear. What this sound like to y'all? I got you. Come over here to Habakkuk chapter 1. I'll show you. Chapter 3, actually. Pick it up in verse I got it. I'm already over here. Verse 1. Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 1. Listen to it. A prayer Habakkuk the prophet upon Shiganoth. O Yahuwah, I've heard your speech. Was afraid. O Yahuwah, revive your work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known in wrath. Remember mercy. See, remember what Peter told you? That he say, if judgment start at the house of Elohim, who shall be spared? Because he asked it even in the midst of wrath to have mercy. See, the prophet Joel told you that he would be the strength of his people. And that's what he said. Let's continue. Elohim came from where? Now, why is that important if it say Elohim came from T-Man and the Kadash one from Mount Paran, Salah, his esteem covered the Shamahim and the earth was full of his praise? Why T-Man? That Esau, that's what you seen in Isaiah 63. Why Esau? Because Esau going to be sitting on the throne claiming he God. See, a lot of people like this here, right? This is how we could be able to tell that the man of sin is going to come from the seed of Esau, because out of all the nations for Yahushua to come see, he come see Edom first. Notice that he said his esteem covered Shamahim. Come on, Sylvia, give me Revelation 1 and 7.
Sit down.
You ain't make me none? All food is mine. That's mine now. Look at you, Lizzie. And your little dog, too. Who being mean? Leah being mean? Malia being mean? You being mean? Who being mean? Oh, Muffania being mean. Come on, man. Revelation 1 and 7.
Behold, he come with clouds, and every eye shall see him.
He come with what?
With clouds.
I mean, he come with Shamahim.
And they which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wait because of him.
Well, even so,
amen.
Come on back to Habakkuk chapter 3. Look at verse 4. And brightness was as the light. He had horns out of his hand, and there the hiding of his power. Now notice it says, say brightness as the light. What does Zechariah 14 tell you? That at evening time it should be what? At evening time it should be what? And in the beginning, he said, let there be what? So that's what you got as forth as you seeing with the manifestation of creation being done at his return. You know what I'm talking about? Like we just talked about last night. He got to make a new heaven and new earth, because this one is defiled. So he say he coming with the brightness as the light. Give him horns by definition there, Civic. He said that's coming out of his hand.
Karen, that is a horn. A ray, that's power. Hornet by resemblance.
Notice they said power. It's power coming out of his hand. Let's look at verse 5. He said, before him went pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet. Don't it tell you that he's going to send pestilence and them plagues? He stood and measured the earth, and beheld and drove asunder the nations. And the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow. His ways everlasting. I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction. The curtains of the land of Medan did tremble. Was Yahuwah displeased against the rivers? Your anger against the rivers. Your wrath against the sea. You did ride upon horses. Your chariots of salvation. Did he make the rivers dry up? Listen to him some more. Your bow was made quite naked. To the oaths of the tribes, even your words, Selah. You did cleave the earth with rivers. Now let's just pause, right? He said his bow was made naked, according to the oath that he swore to his tribes. Where can you see where he made an oath that he would make his sword naked on behalf of his tribes, according to his word? That's what it said, didn't it? Y'all got to be able to show me that. It's in there. You got two locations. You should be able to identify quite swiftly. Stop playing. What you eat? Elizabeth. Renee. What you over there eating? Where my part at? What you over there eating, Michael? Ain't your name Michael Lee? So you like the cuz on the wire. His name Michael Lee. Huh? No. He came before you. I mean, Michael is a pretty regular name. It's a lot of people named Michael. Do you know that? Yes, a lot of people. You're not even the first Michael. Thought you were the first Michael. One of the last ones? Oh no, it's probably plenty of people that named Michael after you got here. Y'all ain't figured that out yet? Oh, the oath to the tribes that he make his sword naked, even according to his word. I don't know. That's kind of broad. What y'all over there doing? Now it's not Nahum on that one there. He said Nahum 1 and 5. That's kind of in line with what we're talking about, but it's not the oath to the tribes. Come on, Satan. Give me Deuteronomy 33 and 1. You go ahead and give me Genesis 49 and 7.
Deuteronomy 32.
Deuteronomy 33 and 1.
And this, the blessing which Moses, the man of Elohim, Baruch the children of Yasharal before his death.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Yahuwah came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them.
Rose up to where?
From Seir unto them.
Where's Seir? That's Edom. Come on now.
He shined forth from Mount Paran.
He shined forth from where?
Mount Paran.
Ain't that what he just said here? Oh, no.
And he came with 10,000s of saints.
He came with who?
10,000s of saints.
10,000 of who?
Of saints.
Didn't Jude tell you something like this?
From his right hand, a fiery law for them.
A fiery what?
Law.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he loved the people.
He did what?
He loved the people.
Come on.
All his saints in your hand, and they sat down at your feet.
They sat down where?
At your feet.
Come on, listen to him.
Everyone shall receive of your words. Moses commanded us a law, the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob. And he was king in Jeshurun when the heads of the people, the tribes of Yasharal, were gathered together. Let Reuben live and not die.
That's good right there. He said, let Reuben what? Go ahead and finish.
And let not his men be few.
Let not his men be what?
Few.
He said, let Reuben live and not what?
Die.
You know what I'm talking about? He let Yahushua live and not die. And he said, don't let his men be what?
Few.
It's like a multitude of the sea. Go ahead.
Keep going.
Yes, sir.
And this of Judah, he said, hear Yahuwah, the voice of Yehuda, and bring him unto his people.
Let his hands
be sufficient for him.
Be you a help
from his enemies.
Uh-oh. Be a help from his enemies.
And of Levi, he said, Thummim and the Urim with Kadash one.
That's good. Give me verse 20. Listen to Gad.
And of Gad, he said, Baruch he that enlarged Gad. He dwell as a lion.
Pause. Y'all know what Gad is, right? That's a what?
Truth.
That's the truth. He said enlarge his army. He dwell as a what?
A lion.
He tear the arm.
With the crown of the head.
So he said his truth dwell, just like you seen in the beginning with all them saints, right? Give me the epistle of Jude, verse, I think it's verse 12, man. Come ahead, Sid. He provided the first part for who? You're in verse 21, by the way. Deuteronomy 33 and 21. He said he provided the first part for who?
Himself.
For himself. Because there,
a portion of the lawgiver,
and he seated,
and he came with the heads of the people,
and he executed
the justice of Elohim,
and his judgments
with Yasharal.
So notice that here's right. That's what you're going to see in Genesis 49. They say there's a lawgiver. Notice that he said with Gad, when he increased his truth, he said he did it for the first part for himself. See, there was a lawgiver. He seated, and he came with the heads of the people to execute the justice of Yahuwah. Listen to him. He said, Dan.
He said, Dan, a lion's whelp.
He leaped from where?
Bashan.
That's the same thing that's in Psalms. Y'all know what a lion, tell him what a lion's whelp is, man. Give it to him.
Well, a lion, young lion, and then whelp. That's gore. A cub, a whelp, a young
lion. Give him Genesis 49 and 7, man, before we read that Jude.
It said, curse their anger for fierce and their wrath.
Give it 8, because we just want Judah.
It say, Judah, thou whom thy brethren shall place, thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies, thy father's children shall bow before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp.
Young cub.
From the prey, my son, thou art going up. He stooped down and couched as a lion, as an old lion. Who shall rouse him up?
Who gonna wake him up?
The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a law given from between his feet
until
Shiloh come.
and unto
And
him.
unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
So you would already know on the gathering of the people. Let's just pause for a minute because we read this about a week or two ago. When we read Exodus 15, when Yahuwah gathered the people out of Egypt, what went down? War. He told you in Exodus 15 that he is a what? A man of war. Do you not understand that everything that was done to the Egyptians was a military operation? That was a military operation. That was warfare. We were talking about Babylon the other night. And what is he discussing? War. When you talking about what he did to Sodom and Gomorrah, that was war. You understand? So when you coming up out of the lands where you've been scattered, he coming to make war. Ain't that what Revelation 19 say? Yeah. That in justice and judgment he gonna make war? This man coming to make war. Come on to give him the Epistle of Jude, man. I think it's verse 14, actually.
It says in Enoch also 7 from Adam prophesied of me, saying, behold, the master cometh with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment upon all and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard
speeches
and ungodly sinners have spoken against it.
Running your mouth.
Murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lust, and their mouths speaking great swelling words, having men's persons in admiration
because of advantage. That's good. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Come on back to Habakkuk chapter 3. Let's see what I'm at. So I just want y'all to see when he make his bow naked. Because remember, he said in Ezekiel what he told you how that bow would be. His throne would be like a bow in the clouds in the day of rain. When he make that bow naked, he coming back to take these people out according to what he swore to your forefathers. You know what I'm talking about? Because he made a covenant with you in that wilderness that he take these people out according to his word, and he meant that. Matter of fact, in Deuteronomy 30, he told you when you circumcise your heart, get it for him, man. Deuteronomy 30 and 1.
It's saying, it shall come to pass when all those things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and you shall call to mind among the nations where Yahuwah the Elohim will drive you, and you shall return unto Yahuwah the Elohim, and you will obey the voice according to all that I commanded you this day, you and your children with all your heart and with all your soul. That then Yahuwah your Elohim will turn your captivity and have compassion upon you.
That's right.
And will return and gather you from all the nations where Yahuwah your Elohim has scattered you. If any of you be driven out to the outmost parts of Shamanim, from thence will Yahuwah your Elohim gather you, and from there will he fetch you.
That's right.
And Yahuwah your Elohim will bring you into a land which your fathers possessed, and you shall possess it, and he will do you good and multiply you above your fathers. And Yahuwah your Elohim will circumcise your heart and the heart of your seed, to love Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart
and all your
with all their soul,
and what else?
That you may live.
That you might what?
That you may live.
If you ain't circumcised in the heart, you going to hell, boy. Go ahead.
It says, and Yahuwah the Elohim will put all these curses upon you and your enemies.
Upon your who?
On you and your enemies.
Upon who?
Your enemies.
So everything that you experience with your enemies, they gonna get that. That's what he told you, and he gonna do it. Matter of fact, he also told you this in Deuteronomy 32. We don't even got to go look at that. That man said he gonna come back and see these people.
And them that hate you and persecute you.
He said he gonna come back and see these people. And guess what? He said he gonna put all them curses on all those that hate you and persecuted you. And what did Mashiach say? If they persecuted me, they gonna persecute you. So all the curses that fell on him because the people persecuted him, in order to set you free, he got to come back and put them same curses on them. You know what I'm talking about? And remember what he told Paul. He said, man, Paul, why persecute you thou me? He said, man, what you talking about? Well, if they persecute any one of you, is this if they persecuted him, and he gonna come kill him for it. You know what I'm saying? That's why the book tells you to do good, especially to them of the household of the faith. And just because they don't fellowship with you, well, you better be careful with that, being on that, oh, them they ain't Jews, they ain't this. Well, you mess around, boy, you've been persecuted the Lord and set yourself up for some real quick damnation. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't got no bit of persecute nobody because you don't agree on doctrine. Okay, you don't agree, move on. You know what I'm talking about? Because, boy, at the end of the day, you got to do just and upright and good to all men. Regardless, he ain't say, oh, if they agree with your doctrine or not. But that what Boot been watching, she been watching Sinner and Saints and Sinners. I'm going to tell you one thing about that show. Ain't a damn saint nowhere to be found. All them people evil. You know what I'm saying? And guess who they got playing the preacher? Of all people is David Banner. No, they were just sex. Yep, sex and niggas. Because Paul wasn't no priest, and he was a Pharisee. He definitely was a Benjamite. Yeah, Sadducees didn't believe in the resurrection of the dead. Pharisees did. Ain't no different than what it is now. A bunch of niggas getting around arguing about what the word say. What sect you claim? You know what I'm saying? I'm Sadducees, nigga.
For real though.
That's what they would do.
And they were trying to murder something.
Pharisees was murking something. Anybody who confessed Mashiach, they were locking up and killing. That's why the high priest in Acts 5 stood up and said, man, you intended on bringing this man blood on us. You spreading his doctrine. We're going to kill this nigga. You know what I'm saying? They were definitely looking at the Lord, how Buddy was looking at them boys in belly. I don't like this at all. I'm dropping down on these niggas. You know what I'm talking about? You know what was funny, though? As he was saying that, he biting on a banana. Because that's what he was in real life. A glizzy sucker. Do some junk like that. He thought he was going to get away with it. He ain't going to get away with it. I watched that movie the other day. You kind of forget how horribly bad it was. It was only good because it's you like you like DMX. That's all. This is gonna be honest. It's not like Nas gave you anything of note.
It got a lot of complimentary.
You know why you know why it was bad? Because the story made absolutely no sense. I could deal with that because I didn't expect much from them. It was all over the place. None of it made sense. A lot of places wasn't even tied up. How is this nigga smoking weed in a jailhouse? How did this nigga call your home? How did you get here? What the hell's going on here? Why are you just mysteriously at a barbershop and this ugly nigga come up and talk about, remember me? None of this stuff tied in. It's horrible storytelling. That's not how you tell a story.
Yeah. Practice. From how it started to how it ended.
It made no sense, man. Man, the movie was only for one. That's part how he get to Africa. All this junk's dumb as hell. The Fed just pop up. We need you to kill this nigga. Nigga, what? They didn't even tell you what happened to this nigga after he didn't shoot him. Horrible. The only part about that money that was good, he's talking about who this is. Knowledge. Knowledge, God. What's the science, baby? That's all. That's it. I'm talking about. Why did the nigga want the nigga to kill the nigga in Jamaica? They didn't tell you. They didn't even tell you who the nigga was. We told you he was a traitor. Who did he turn out on? They didn't tell you any of that.
The nigga was made. The nigga with the feather was made.
No, but I'm talking about, but they didn't tell you why he wanted him dead. Yeah. They didn't tell you what they was a part of. Yeah. They didn't give you any of that. We don't know what happened. Yeah. We don't know none of that. Then there's no repercussions for DMX. What's going on here? No, that made no sense because we didn't know why he wanted this man dead. He just told you, see him over there. I want you to kill him. You don't know why he wanted. You don't even know what organization they in because they turned back around later and said the nigga was a traitor. So what did he trade out on?
Yeah, Lennox wasn't his made. He made the team. He He wasn't.
Or they was a part of an organization and he wasn't going to do that. They didn't give you that. A bad storyteller. You know what I'm saying?
I guess they wanted to keep you on.
I don't want it. 3 and 10, man. Back to chapter 3 and 10. It's bad storytelling. You know, I clicked on the other day just to see it because it kept popping up. Belly 2, I went to bed.
Now, you know better than that.
No, I just gave him I always heard it was bad. I wanted to see how bad.
It was sleep worthy. Night.
Nah, boy, that was one of the most atrocious films I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm talking about?
That's the one with the game movie, right?
What? The game ought to be shamed. You need to go back to Stanson. Stick what you're good at. 3 and 10, man. The mountains saw you, and they trembled. The overflowing of the water passed by. The deep uttered his voice and lifted up his hands on high. The sun, moon stood still in their habitation. The light of their arrows they went. The shining of the glittering spear. You did march through the land in indignation, and you did thresh the heathen in anger. Revelation 14 and 4. That's not 14 and 4. What is it? 14 and 14? Give me Revelation 14 and 13. Before you read, let me read verse 13. You went forth for the salvation of your people. For the salvation with your anointed, you wounded the head out of the house of the wicked by discovering the foundation unto the neck. Selah. So notice, right? He went forth to save his, which is that Matthew 13. You know what I'm talking about? The wheat and the tares type of deal. And he said he's going to wound the head out of the house of the wicked. That means to kill him. Revelation 14 and 13.
It said, and I heard a voice from Shamahim saying, me, right, Baruch.
Okay, we don't need that. Straight to 14.
It said, and I looked and behold a white cloud, upon the cloud, one that sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden
Now, Paul,
crown.
I want you to know why we looking at all this. This is the reverse, right? Because, boom, remember what we discussed with Daniel is for what's going on? Daniel 9, Daniel prays for the sins of the people, right? Then after that, Daniel gets told what Mashiach is coming for, which is to make an end of sins, to make a reconciliation for iniquity, to anoint the Most Kadash, and to bring in everlasting righteousness. Then after that, he gets a vision of Mashiach in his esteemed state, which means he saw him after he resurrected from the dead. You understand? That's what he got to see at the beginning of Daniel chapter 10. Then, of course, that's where he said he fall out, he needs strength. Then he causes him to see what's going to happen with the beast. Because remember, Daniel 11 go to talking about the beast. And everything that pertained to that. Remember the people who forsake the covenant, him making intelligence with the people, him sitting in here not having a desire from women, forsaking the God of his fathers, all that type of stuff. That's what that's going to go to dealing with. And then Daniel 12, what does he see? The resurrection of the dead, Mikael standing up to combat what he did. See, we just going around the beast part and getting back to the end part, but then also taking the Daniel 10 to see how the Malachim came and strengthened Yahushua to also show how man and Elohim will strengthen a man if he is that low. You understand? I'm just trying to make sure y'all know the direction that we going and why we going. God bless, Brother Lang. Come on with it, man.
It says,
hey, Malia.
And upon the cloud sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle.
Having what?
A sharp sickle. And another Malachim came out of the temple crying with a loud voice.
And said,
that to him that sit on the crowd, thrust thy sickle and reap.
Reap.
For the time has come for you to reap.
To what?
To reap.
To what?
To reap.
Come on.
For the harvest of the earth is ripe.
It's right. You know what that means when it's right? Just like he said in Genesis 15, because the iniquity of the Amorites are not come to the fool. Now your sins done came to the fool. Or like we were talking about on Wednesday with Sodom and Gomorrah and Babylon. Now your sins right. Now it's time for me to come see.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about? See, a lot of people get the game twisted. You worrying about America like sin is just regulated to America. Niggas kill me with that junk, man. He got to destroy America. He gonna destroy all these people. What you think they doing cross seas? Nigga, they bowing down, kissing the coochie right now across seas. You got an Asian man with a butt naked dude in his house. He worshiping it, lighting candles to it. Do you understand the sexual deviancy that participates in some of these cult religions cross seas? But what they doing in America, which is all they doing is worshiping the religions from cross seas. What about the people who cross seas who never stop doing it?
kingdoms are established across seas because America got established
200 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I can tell you, I've been telling you this here because I used to read a lot of books when I was young about these type of things, man. America got established when? July 4, 1776. That means that right now, this particular kingdom is at about a 247-year reign. Historically, most kingdoms don't get past 200 years before they collapse. You know what I'm talking about? That's just historical. Look it up for yourself. Now, of course, there's anomalies here and there, but for the most part, 250 years of rulership over a particular land is a long time. See, also people got the game twisted. America, the white man run the world. That's how I know you don't know nothing. You don't know who run nothing. You speaking from an American point of view because they don't run China. Them people do what they want to do. They just sit down with each other to do business.
You see how Biden had to ask for some oil?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can't come over. They ain't telling them people what to do in China. The people do what they want. They do what they want in India. Now, what do they do to try to persuade them to do certain things? It'd be economic. You know what I'm talking about? See, contrary to popular belief, Russian white folks and American white folks ain't the same white people. I've been telling y'all this for a long time. Y'all think because somebody white that they look at each other and think they the same. They know they're not the same. We talk about it. If you want to go study what happened in Quran can tell you because he lived there. Ireland and Scotland fought for decades and still got beef. You'll look at them and think they the same people. Call a Scottish man Irish and see what type of response you get, or vice versa. You know what I'm talking about? They're going to take offense to that. You know what I'm saying? And I knew this because I was a gent. I know about the bombings, man. See, some of y'all, what is it? Pan Am flight, whatever it was, man. They said that was Scottish people blew that plane up. See, y'all don't know this about this type of stuff because y'all think everybody the same. The same way all Africans ain't the same. The same way all Asians ain't the same. All white people not the same, and they don't see each other as the same. You know what I'm talking about? And they take offense to it. A Russian ain't an Anglo-Saxon. If you call him one, he gonna be offended. And what I mean by that, they have different cultures, they have a different way of life, they have a different way of seeing things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the truth. Troy ain't lying about that. He said rich and poor white folks look at each other differently. That's mainly an American thing. You know what I'm talking about? Because shoot, like say Quran, like say he done told before, it's different. In that area where Quran at, boy, you got Celts, Celts, Welsh, Scottish, Irish. You know what I'm talking about? All these people different. They don't look at each other as the same. Yeah, we might live in the same territory, but I know that you're different from me. Because Celts got different. Look at, man, Stonehenge and all that. Y'all don't even know, like, you know about the Boston Celtics, all that other type of stuff. You don't even know the science behind that. There's some ugly stuff going on as far as those religions are concerned. Quran said he went into a bar in Wales once and stood at the bar 20 minutes watching Welsh going to get served, and they left us standing there because we were English. You know what I'm talking about? That's straight now. They don't feel, you wonder like they don't do people like that. This how he put it, right? A Welshman will sit back and look at an Englishman like a nigga, like he a nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Like they niggas to them. Damn nigga coming in our bar, we don't serve them. We don't know that because you're not accustomed to being around people from other nationalities and other countries so they can give you their experiences. It's not what you think it is. People really be beefing. Oh, white people are unified. No, they're not. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what made you think that. That's a lie from hell. That's right. That Druid worship from Stonehenge. See, that comes from the Celts. That's a whole. See how you read all this stuff. And I've been around people from different races. You know what I'm saying? And I used to ask them questions. I told you, boy, I've been around, like I said, man, when I used to serve that dude from Laos, and you call him Vietnamese, cuz be ready to fight. I'm from Laos. I'm from Laos. I ain't Vietnamese, like he ready to bump. And a Cambodian gonna take that as disrespect if you call him Chinese. You know what I'm talking about? Like them people take, nah, bro, they not the same. They got their own religions, their own way of living, their own gods, own culture, all of that. Ain't nobody the same. Don't let these people tell you no different. If you take the time to get out of American bubbles and actually study world history, more specifically, each individual culture on the earth, you'll see that nobody is the same. Because all white people are not technically Caucasians. All of them don't come from Russia. They don't descend from the same people. They may descend from your fat, but they all got different daddies. That's right. Shukran hit the nail on the head, boy. It's equal opportunity hatred worldwide. Because they understand. See, it's only in America where you don't understand cultural differences between nationalities. Not races, nationalities. You don't understand that. Straight up and down. This nigga Shiite, this nigga Sunni, or he go past that. I'm from Iran, you from Iraq. You from Yemen. I'm from Syria, I don't fool with you. They're not. I already know that with Spanish people. They definitely get offended. Don't call me doggone Dominican and I'm Cuban. Yeah, like straight but now it's different. It's not this, but you know what the crazy part is? All them niggas the same. You just live in a different area. Because you descend from a people who colonized all those areas, because most of them are usually Euro-Spanish. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know though. Shalom, Sister Rose. I'm just letting y'all know it's different. It ain't what you think it is. It ain't what you think it is. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in that. Because you get yourself, you'll be upset. Yeah. They all on the same island. They look at each other as drastically and grossly different. And most of them Dominicans look just like them people on the other side of that island. Y'all the same people. But because you got colonized on one end of the island by one group of people, and they got colonized on the island by another group of people, you think you're different. But that comes from centuries of being told that you're different. You know what I'm saying? Oh, them Haitians. They different from you. Even though I'm looking at you and you look just like me. You speak French Creole, we speak Spanish, we think we different. But you're not different. Because in the eyesight of all them white folks, y'all both niggas. You know what I'm talking about? That's the same way we didn't talk about it. That's why when you could go to Jamaica, you know what I'm talking about? And you see them white folks over there because that was a British colony. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. So I will just mention even 5 black officers filled with self-hate for their people. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna say that it be self-hate, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Sometimes dudes get power and that power go to their head. And they feel like, you know what? I can do X, Y, Z and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, look here, man. Before them people get all that bad publicity, you going to jail, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You going to jail.
They don't do the white officers like that. Not that quick.
It happened more than you think. They just don't put it on TV. I mean, at the end of the day, y'all should already know what was going on with that when this case went down. They're trying to get something about you. It's that time of year. Remember, right? This is around the same time when who died? D-nuts. No. You know who died around this time. About 3 years ago. And remember, we went through. Remember, we looked up like, okay, what's going on around this time? And you know, it's a deity worship around this time who escapes me at this time. It's about that time because what are you getting ready to roll into? The Feast of Lupercalia. So you know what? Blood got to be offered. And guess what? Now all of a sudden, bro, you know these people made sure to put out the full uncut video of them beating this man. That's not something they do on a regular basis. You know what I'm talking about?
You can take a minute for the video come out.
Absolutely. They don't even come out this quick. Because there was people of color out there with George Floyd too. See, remember, right? It was other officers who got convicted just like that one white officer did, but they didn't talk about them. They only talked about that one. You know what I'm talking about? See, let me tell you something, man. These people be doing stuff. They be playing with your mind. They playing with your emotions. Because what they hoping for is you niggas in Memphis go out in the street and tear something up to cause other people in other cities to tear something up. But I don't think this particular case is eliciting the emotional outrage that they might be looking for. Remember the same token when they killed the nigga, shot the nigga up in Wisconsin, when they found out he was a sexual deviant, that case went away. You know what I'm talking about? They were like, oh man, they ain't have to shoot him like that. They found out he was a rapist and he wasn't supposed to be around there, and you ain't heard nothing else about it. Remember when they shot the dude in Atlanta in the Wendy's parking lot? You ain't hear nothing else about it. Because they pick and choose which ones they want to use. Look at man, I told him last night when I seen it. You know who popping up for Memphis for that particular case? That damn Benjamin Crump. Anytime you see Benjamin Crump and his son in the milk ain't clean. Because every time a black person die, this squarehead nigga is there. He was the lawyer for Trayvon Martin family. He was the lawyer for the young man who got killed in Maryland some years back. You remember they killed a dude in the back of the paddy wagon in Maryland? I can't remember his name. Freddie Gray. He was there for that. He was there for Mike Brown. He was there for the brother who got killed with the cigarettes in New York. He always there. You see Benjamin Crump, it's a ritual going on. Because this whole nigga ain't won no money for nobody, nowhere. That nigga like Al Sharpton. You see him or Jesse Jackson, he pop up. Ain't nothing good about this. Don't trust him. You say you love Ben Crump, that's disrespect to Johnny Cochran. Oh, he was there for Sandra Bland? Because one thing about Johnny Cochran, boy, Johnny Cochran gonna win. Johnny Cochran gonna win. Also, Johnny Cochran wasn't an ambulance chaser. He ain't pop. You ain't see Johnny on every high-profile nigga beating case. Johnny Cochran was a trial lawyer. He was. Oh yeah, man. Benjamin Crump be there for every time a nigga get killed by the police. Benjamin Crump is there. You know what I'm talking about? Fame chasing. Nigga, you catch Johnny Cochran, boy. Johnny Cochran gonna be in that trial room, boy. He gonna get it done. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I remember he was here because he came to Milwaukee to try to rep my cousin Jay Anderson. Yeah, I know he was here for the little boy got killed at the gate. No, but I'm talking about, but when the Jordan Davis boy got killed, he was down here for that. You don't trust that. Don't trust that man. Don't trust him. Come on, man. Listen, verse 14.
It says, and I looked and behold a white.
No, you good where you at? Oh, go ahead, finish. Sit down. Be quiet. Give me my money.
It said, he that sat on the cloud thrust his sickle on the earth, and the earth was weak. Oh, no, I read that too.
This is Revelation 14 and 18.
Okay. And another angel came from the altar which had power over fire and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe.
Fully ripe.
And the angel thrust his sickle into the earth and gathered the vine of the earth and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Elohim.
Pressing.
And the winepress was trodden without the city, and the blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs. That's it.
Good. Come on back to Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 14. He said, you did strike through his staves the head of his villages. They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. They're rejoicing to devour the poor secretly. You did walk through the sea with horses, the heap of great waters. When I heard, my belly trembled. My lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he come up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops. Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall fruit in the vines, the labor of the olive shall fail, and the field shall yield no meat. The flock shall be cut off from the folds, no herd in the stalls. Notice how he said this fig tree won't get no what? Say it ain't gonna blossom. If it ain't gonna blossom, guess what that means? Ain't no what on it. What he said to the dude of the fig tree if it wasn't no fruit on it? Dung it. What you think this man gonna come back if he don't find no faith on the earth? Dung it. That's what he talking about doing to these people. You understand? Let's continue. Yet I will rejoice in Yahuwah. I will joy in the Elohim of my salvation. Yahuwah Elohim, my strength. He will make my feet like hinds, and he will make me to walk upon my high places, to the chief singer on my string instruments. Let's return to Jeremiah 49. I think we still in Nahum. Come back to Nahum. Who had Nahum? Come on, Cyril. Come on back to Nahum chapter 3. You notice that part where we were in verse 3 where he say carcasses upon carcasses, right? That's why we went all that. You know, it's a verse of Jeremiah. I want to say in Jeremiah 25 and 34 where he told you the slain. He said that the slain will be on one end of the earth to another. Let me make sure and confirm that that's Jeremiah 25 and 34. I don't want no ugly nigga talking about I made that up. I'll read it to you real quick. Like it is Jeremiah 25 and 29. Below I bring evil on the city, which is called by my name. Shall you be utterly unpunished? You shall not be unpunished. For I will call a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, saith Yahuwah. Therefore prophesy you against them all these words, and say unto them, Yahuwah shall roar from on high, and utter his voice from his Kadash habitation. He shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout as they that tread against all the inhabitants of the earth. A noise shall come to the ends of the earth. For you who have a controversy with the nations, he will plead with all flesh. He will give them to the wicked to the sword, saith Yahuwah. Thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, behold, the evil shall go forth from nation to nation. A great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth, and the slain of Yahuwah shall be at that day from one end of the earth unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be as dung on the ground. You know what I'm talking about? So that's why you see that corpse on top of corpse. One of the prophets, Sister Rose, right after Micah, and I think right before Jonah. Or right before Habakkuk and right after Micah. Come on back to chapter 3, read verse 3 one more time.
The horseman lifts up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses, and none end of corpses. They stumble upon their corpses.
Because the multitude
of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot,
the mistress
of witchcraft,
that sell
nations through her whoredom,
and families
through her witchcraft.
That's the same thing we were talking about with Babylon. And remember, witchcraft ain't what you think it is. Witchcraft is more about persuasion. Given witchcraft by definition in Hebrew, right? Remember, because they consider in the music business, they consider all singers and rappers to be witches and warlocks.
Kashef, sorcery or witchcraft.
Sorcery or witchcraft. Which is why you see, like I said, because like I said in that conversation, do say, is it realistic for people to abstain before getting married? Mainly because he said you don't see it. But then it discerned into something else. He was talking about, it'd be cool to masturbate even if you married. I said, boy, if you got a woman laying next to you, boy, and you got to pull your meat out and play with yourself, either there's something going on with you or you need to get you another woman. You know what I'm talking about? Because boy, I'd be damned, I got a woman laying next to me and I got to beat my meat. That's just not acceptable. You know what I'm talking about? Because if I got to do that, I'm going to be extra nasty. Right? You know what I'm talking about? Because it ain't right. It sure ain't right. But all the things a man got to do, and you done took the time to get you a wife, and you still got to beat your meat like you was a 19-year-old boy in college. Nah, man. Nah, man. At that point, what the hell am I married for? If you got to stroke your meat and you got a wife, come on, man. That don't even make sense. This is what the dude was trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, look here, right? Now, of course, a certain thing, you had kids and then the third, but at some point, come on, man, I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And you hear in some spaces the women will be like, well, no, if it get to the point that I got to do that, it ain't no sense for me being married. Because at the end of the day, that's supposed to be one of the perks of marriage, that you can do that and not go to hell. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest with it. That's one of them. Now, for some people, they rate it higher. Some people may not rate it as high. But one thing about it, I shouldn't have to touch myself. And I got a wife in here. I shouldn't have to do that. Oh, she just asks, is it a sin to masturbate? I would definitely say that it's a part of the sin. Because that's what I told her. But I said, you got to keep it real, right? Number one, no, let's just pause, right? Number one, it's a level of perversion going on. Because you got to have a level of lasciviousness and perversion to go on to get aroused. Then, Then you by yourself in the room, and then God forbid you cutting on porn and doing it. Then if you did what Buddy did in that video, you going to get you some stroke at 29. You done went way too far. You know what I'm talking about? Then you done went even further if you decide to go get a facsimile vagina. You know.
You say he hate every false way.
He hate every false way. That ain't no real cool.
It's not a fake.
You know what I'm talking about? Now you don't, and I'm only mentioning all this because all of the thoughts of perversion that you got to come up with to get the act completed. And then you do it. See, on the women, it's the other side. Well, it's just a roll. Some of them got dildos that vibrate. That's a fake wee-wee you playing with. You is ISIS. That's who you is. You around here having sex with Osiris' seventh member.
You found that.
You found that. That's not a real wee-wee. That's plastic.
What?
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying all the way around the board. That's a level of perversion because you are more, you worry about seeking pleasure that you'll use false means to do it and not realizing that what you're actually going to do is ruin your ability to be able to connect physically with another human being. Because if you run across a woman who like to play with toys there's no man who's ever going to be able to physically stimulate her. All she's used to is dildos and vibrators. There's nothing that you're going to be able to do with this woman. You find a dude and all he do is beat at me. A woman ain't going to get him aroused. It could be 17 butt naked women in the room and he's stuck. I don't know what to do. It won't work.
My relative said that last week. Like there ain't no point in getting married.
I'm married myself.
And get what? That's how a lot of
They're married though, but they was like once
That's right
you,
hand
she
man.
pretty much was saying once you open that door, it's like you open yourself to like I don't really need to.
It's no different if you around here with facsimile coochies and jerky cream. You know what I'm talking about?
No more churches.
Y'all don't even realize in a society that's pushing you to value pleasure above all is ruining your ability to be able to be connected any type of level with another human being. You know what I'm saying? You don't even realize that's what they're doing because what they want you to do is have the least amount of human interaction as possible. You know what I'm talking about? And when you have that level of lack of human interaction, it is even easier to destroy, manipulate, persuade, and control the family because you niggas ain't linked no way. Because all you think about is what make you feel good. And you don't even realize you operating outside the will of Yahuwah because you seeking the pleasure of man and not what please God. Because that's all you worry about. Me. Nigga, we ain't that singing class. And straight up and down, bro. When I seen that, simply no, because I was dying laughing as soon as I seen it because I didn't think it was real. There's no way that this is real, bro. That's sad. Then it made me think about all them videos from a few years back. Oh, the black woman is done. We got these sex dolls. You know how miserable of a man you got to be to think that you want to replace a flesh and blood woman with a doll, nigga. But you's a beta male sent mangina, boy. You got something going on in your life, boy. If you want a doll. You think that's cool, bro? You gonna put a doll in the butt?
Oh man.
Then the nigga MTR them in the video talking about that's wrong. That's wrong. His mama did him like that. I'm telling you right now, I don't care if you're married or not. But if I find out a nigga around here jerking it, boy, you getting clowned. And you're not getting clowned for no other reason. And nigga, that is grade A material. I don't know about none of y'all, but you know what I'm talking about? When we was younger and a dude got caught jerking it, he got cracked on. Well, we caught my home cousin in that closet, boy, we was on that nigga top for about 3 months, boy. Jokes every time we seen it. Don't shake my hand. You watched it? All that. That's on the house. You in the house, boy. Hold on, boy. Make sure that's real lotion. It could be jerky cream. Like, come on, man. They right themselves. You got to. If you ain't from Jacksonville, Florida, and a nigga do some junk like that and you don't rank on him, you ain't from here. You walk in the nigga house, boy, that's stroking 29. You can't, come on, man. A fake coochie?
Everybody like fake.
I got to have you, boy. On a multitude of levels. We're all mad. See, it's different. I know something like you ain't necessarily gonna clown no lady for no roles. You might get a couple jokes. I don't know what y'all ladies do. If you got an old dildo in the house, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But a fake coochie and jerky cream? Oh yeah, we ranking for you. We ranking for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all ladies do. Y'all might not look at it. Oh, she got a role. I don't care nothing about that. Nigga around here beating me, and you grown, bro. Niggas can get prostitutes, boy. You a grown man, you ain't got no business doing that. You know what I'm talking about? That's for teenage children. You know what I'm talking about? You're a grown man. Yeah, that's just put that away. You know what I'm talking about? What are you doing? That dude this morning talking about sometimes people's sex drive be that high. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You perverted. Let's just keep it real. See, that's something a lot of people in the word don't want to talk. There's nothing wrong with well, if you masturbate, he said you're supposed to possess your vessel with sanctification and honor, not around here stroking it. That ain't possessing your vessel with no honor. You around here playing with yourself. That's the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. That's everything. That's everything. That's of the world. That's all. All the above. And as a woman, you should, I'll be honest with you, as a woman, you should look at yourself as a pure and utter failure if you know you laying there and your man playing with himself. You are a failure as a woman. You have not fulfilled your duties in the least bit. And if you think it comes, I don't care, I'm tired. That means he just look at you, shoot, you ain't about nothing. I might as well do this here. You ain't doing your job. Come on, man. Ain't nowhere in the world as a woman you should feel comfortable that you not bringing your man pleasure. He bringing himself pleasure. That ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right before the Lord, man. You ain't no grown man. You ain't got no business playing with yourself. Yeah, you ain't got no business playing with yourself. You ain't supposed to keep a straight face. I'm telling you, I'm clowning. Straight up and down. That was a grown man had that in his house. That wasn't no 14-year-old boy. I know it's probably some Brucey that nigga ain't right, man. He ain't got no word to. Yeah, let me find out you beating your meat, nigga. I'm clowning you too. Evil bastard. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't nowhere in the world you say you a God and you around here playing with yourself. You know what I'm talking about? Because then you got to ask yourself who you think about. Because if you ain't got no wife, who you thinking about? Because I doubt seriously you in the room thinking about your wife while you're doing it. She ain't getting you off. You in there watching porn. Your mind perverted, boy. Big grown rusty nigga talking about he a God, touching on himself, looking at our dog on the hub. We got to sanitize the whole house when you come over here. That's when you find a nigga been doing all that there. You like, we can't come there. Can't have service at your house. It's the house. Yeah, it ain't here, man. Look here, man. We gotta make here, man. We gotta put anointing oil on all the furniture. We don't know what you've been doing and where you've been doing it at. Woo! I'm talking about.
That apartment that we seen yesterday.
Oh my God! You know what I'm talking about?
Play computer.
This boy down here playing computer cane, killing himself. I know he was blind when they moved. Man, look at man that house in Palm Bay. Man, dude went in one of them bags. Man, he seen cuz all conflict. He told, look at the nasty nigga, and all of them was anal books. To my dad, he said, that's why I don't mess with these hoes. That's why I don't even kiss him out. That nigga was offended. You know what I'm saying? He was looking for some stuff to take to the house and stumble across them. That's damn it. No, he know what he get. Help me out. Nigga, take it. I ain't got to throw it away. Shoot, take what you want. He wasn't looking for those, though. He wasn't looking for those.
Man's trash. He want trash.
He didn't want that trash. I only say that there because I'm telling you, right? That's a part of witchcraft when they put that in certain stuff like this here, right? Everybody done seen American Pie. They made it seem like that was normal. Like, nah, bro, that's not normal. The reason why I say that meaning is everybody got sexual desires, right? But then you have to actually talk to somebody that could do, because see, this is what ended up happening, right? You don't properly channel those desires, and it leads you to participating in some unsavory activities. You know what I'm saying? That gonna get you in trouble because you don't know how to control your desires. You know what I'm talking about? It's the same token, boy. I did 5 years up the road. Niggas who be gunning, but that's a different level of perversion. For you to put your hands in your pants, bro, and to gun a woman who's doing her job, boy, you sick in the brain. And that's the only reason why I mention it. It's a sickness in the mind. Well, Crystal stupid. She talking about the man trying to find how many strokes it would take, just like the Tootsie Pop commercial. Woo! Oh, you don't even want to know, Quran. You don't want to know what gun it is. This is gonna leave that alone, man. Let that stay in the penitentiary. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, man. Verse 3 and 4. But no, right, like I said, I know something. I don't want to hear the. You need to hear it because somebody need to take. Because you know it brewed around here. They meet, and I know it was a dude. He ain't in the word no more. Man, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. He said IOG told him he could beat his meat. All he had to do was go take a shower. You know what I'm talking about? And he telling me he had a photographic memory, and he would look at women on magazines in the grocery store and go home and kill himself. So I'm telling you this here, all jokes aside, man, you got people in the faith, man, they dealing with that and they don't know how to release that. So they be like, okay, I'm good because I ain't having sex with women. I'm going to go home and play with myself. It's just as bad. You might as well have went and had sex. Give him Matthew, man, 7:14. You might have, well, that ain't cool, man. Well, you got to have some type of self-control over your spirit. That we just mentioned the other night, the book said he that don't got control over his ruach is like a city broken down without walls. So if you ain't got control over your lust and you think masturbating is gonna make it better, all you opening yourself up for is a situation where you get tempted and you're gonna do more. Because see, the issue is not the masturbation, it's the thought process that got you there. That's dangerous. You know what I'm talking about? Because it's not that the masturbation is not what's dangerous. You're opening your spirit up to go further into something that you might not be able to get yourself out of because you're being led and controlled by lust. And if you're Hamashiachs and you've crucified your affections and lust, then your desire should not have that control over you no more. See, we ain't talking about, I just got in the word. Ain't nobody expecting you like this here, man. Because I was telling this here, man, I told y'all this before, man. Man, you preaching in the street. You run across them young boys, you talking about people, most of y'all, you been having sex. Then somebody come telling you, you got to stop. Well, you're not trying to hear that. You know what I'm talking about? If you say the average person, they say they start having sex 16, 17 years old, right? And you come call the word 23, 24 years old. You've been participating in this activity. The frequency is, that's neither here nor there. For the period of time, so you're accustomed to having this level of pleasure, and then somebody's telling you, you gotta stop. You know what I'm talking about? That's not even a reasonable thought to think, he could just stop cold turkey. She could just stop cold turkey. You know what I'm talking about? That's not even reasonable. Because you don't even know enough word to use it to have mastery over your flesh. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know enough word to have. Now, if you 2-3 years in and you still got that problem, now we got to deal with what type of mind you got. You know what I'm saying? But that first year, that's going to be a fight for you. If you ain't got a strong level of discipline and self-control, that's going to be a fight for you. You know what I'm talking about? And if you don't really beat it them first 12 months, that's going to be a fight for you for however long till you knock that out of the box. You know what I'm talking about? Just to keep it real with you. If you can't kill it in the first 12 months, you'll be dealing with it for a good little while. You know what I'm talking about? And it's only because you got a mind to be led by pleasure. So you worry about feeling good. But feeling good will get you in trouble. Come on, man. Give me that Mark 7:14. Look at Abigail, man. It's Mark. Abigail sleep like she at the bus station.
It says, and when he had called all the people, he said unto them, hearken unto me, every one of you, and understand. There is nothing from without a man that entering into him can defile him, but the things which come out of him, those are they that defile the man.
Listen to him.
If any man have ears to hear, let him hear. And when he was entered into a house from the people, his disciples asked him concerning the parable. And he said unto them, are you so without understanding also? Do you not perceive that whatsoever thing from without enter into the man cannot defile him?
But that
entereth not into his heart, but into the belly, and goeth out and draw purging all meats. And he said that which cometh out of the man that defile the man. For from within, out of the heart of man proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness.
Give him lasciviousness by definition. We know what fornication is. We know what adultery is, but what is lasciviousness?
This says licentiousness, wantonness, filthy.
You know what I'm talking about? That's a filthy desire you got in your mind to sit back to be able to pull that out. That means your thoughts impure. That means your thoughts impure. That means your mind ain't pure. You ain't made you a new heart and a new spirit. Go ahead.
An evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile the man.
You know what I'm talking about? That's gonna make you unclean. See, like I told you, they told the brother. See, they just focusing on, oh, once you ejaculate, you're unclean, so go take a shower and you'll be clean. But his conscience is defiled. You know what I'm saying? His conscience is defiled. Because you got a mind full of lust. See, once you get married, man, you can have all the lust you want for your wife. All the lust you want for your husband. That's your wife. That's your husband. That's a given. You know what I'm talking about? Because, see, remember, we done went through that before, right? It's multiple words for lust. Every definition in Hebrew for lust ain't evil. You know what I'm talking about? Because you have a good desire. That's a good desire to have for your spouse. It ain't a good desire to have for your wee-wee. You know what I'm talking about? When you around here like this here, you know what would be a good idea? Yeah. He want to set it off. On the left. On the right.
Social gratitude.
You know what I'm talking about? It ain't good. It ain't a good place to be. You know what I'm saying? Some people, where is it at in the law?
There you go.
All manner of unrighteousness is an abomination, you wicked jackass, you. Because that's what they like to say. It don't say nothing about it in the law. Show me that in the law. Show me that in the law. It don't say smoke crack in the law. I don't see you going to get a 40, nigga. So I guess the next thing we're going to come around with, I guess it ain't against the law for your wife to peg it in. It don't say don't do that. Married bed undefiled, brother. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot. Maybe that's what I like. Going to hell, you sodomite. But it said, man with man, she a woman. You a fag. You're going to hell. Get it all. Greedy dog. Come on, man. Nahum 3 and 4. See, guess what, right? You ain't got to agree with nothing we talking about. But we stand on that. On everything we talking about, but we stand on that. You can do what you want. If you want to tell brothers go ahead and beat they meat, go on, that's your business. But I guarantee you this here, if you come around this way and your ass by it, I'm going to tell you, man, you know what I'm talking about? No, don't put your hands up. Put your clothes on. Wash them. Drop your wee-wee, son. Cleanse your soul. It's something wrong with you. And if you a grown man telling other grown men it's good for them to touch themselves, I'm going to wonder if you a homosexual. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up and down, because you promoting man-on-man courtness. You telling the man, get aroused by, but I'm thinking about a woman, but it's a man touching you.
He can't about the glass.
Woo! Niggas say you think about a woman, but it's a man touching you. I guess that's what a nigga say in prison. I'm thinking about a woman, but that's a man.
Dang, that's probably how they go through with it.
Okay. I've been there too now. I've been up there, boy. I seen them niggas in operation. I seen them. They definitely were calling men women. I seen things make some of you niggas cry at night.
I never go back.
I'm telling you, boy. Man, the worst thing you ever want to see is somebody get violated, boy. Because I seen that there, boy.
I learned my lesson.
That nigga, shoot, I knew I ain't want to be there before I got there. But I'm talking about what I think was punishing that white boy. I'm talking about he looked like he was dropping a small tear out his eye. It wasn't nothing he could do. All I could do was try to help him out and say, well, what the hell is you doing? Yeah. Nigga, I'm going back here to use the bathroom and smoke a cigarette. He back there punishing this white boy. I said, nigga, what the hell you doing? He said, my bad, bro. I was knee deep. I said, man, you bugging, my nigga. Nigga from Tampa, man, no lie. Boy had a C letter. Man say he ain't want women no more. Shoot, but on that one, I wasn't ready for that. It was just an instantaneous reaction. You know what I'm saying? You slide in the back stall so you can smoke. I'm trying to smoke. You know what I'm talking about? All I see is this nigga punishing this white boy. I'm like, because I knew the nigga. I'm like, yo, what is you doing? He said, my bad, bro. That's it. No, I mean, because we was in the same dorm. I knew the nigga. I met him when I first got to the prison. That's when the nigga told me, boy, that nigga like Bronx. And then he told me, that nigga like, nigga, I've been here 4 times. I don't want women no more. I'm like, nigga, what? You bugging. You know what I'm saying? Man, that nigga was destroying that white boy. I said, man, for the love of God, boy, what is you doing? Nah, I'm dead serious, bro. I'm at doggone Go, man. He punishing this white boy. I was at Jefferson. He punishing this white boy. Killing him. I said, this ain't right, boy. Like, this ain't even on some like, I'm like, nigga, you bugging, cause I ain't expecting to see this. I said, come on, bro. He stopped too, though. That nigga like, my bad, bro.
Got caught up.
He said, I was knee deep. I said, come on, man. That's a man, bro. What you doing? Come on, man. It ain't that serious. You going home. You know what I'm saying? See, if niggas respect you and you talk to him like that and you ain't coming like faggot nigga like this here, like, come on, my nigga. Nigga be like, yeah, you right, bro. You right. Yeah, be more discreet. I don't want to see this next time, nigga.
It's not the real.
Come on, man. Nahum 3 and 5, man. Y'all think it's a game, boy. It's going down out here, man.
Behold, I against you, say Yahuwah of hosts, and I will discover your skirts upon your face.
And show the nations
Your nakedness.
and the kingdoms.
Yes.
Now, of course, we talked about this in regards to Adam and Eve, with their nakedness being shown, right? But we want to come back to Jeremiah 49. That's what he said, Tavon. I kid you not, boy. I don't remember a lot of things from being up there, but I remember that there, boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't even remember the nigga name. I can see his face. Big old, I'm talking about big old burly nigga, man, from Tampa. No, he wasn't muscular. This nigga just was big. You know what I'm saying? I remember working in that kitchen, boy. They tried one of them white boys. That white boy ready to fight. That white boy said, I'm a man. I'm a man. No, that wouldn't. No, this is a different dude. Dude was sizing him, you know what I'm saying, playing them homo games, man. Bro was like, hey, man, I'm a man, bro. I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, I'm finna fight by mine. I don't blame him. Jeremiah 49 and 10, man.
It says, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself.
He won't be able to what?
Hide himself.
There wasn't nowhere Mashiach could hide.
His seed is spoiled.
His brethren.
And his neighbor
and he
is not.
Come on.
Leave the fatherless children.
I will keep them alive.
And let the widows trust in me.
For thus saith Yahuwah.
Behold, those whose judgment not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken.
And you
and are he that shall altogether go unpunished.
You shall not
go unpunished.
You shall surely
drink of.
You know what I'm talking about? He said, you surely gonna drink this cup. He said, those whose judgment was determined that they won't drink the cup. Mashiach, knowing the vision, determined he wasn't gonna drink the cup. That's why he said he was exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death. He was in a weakened state. He needed strength. Who came and gave it to him? Amalekim came and gave it to him. Slide back to Luke 22. What was it? Verse 39, 60? I know some of y'all be like, man, this nigga crazy, man. I'm telling y'all something, man. It's some messed up stuff going on out here in the world, man.
Well, I was just thinking what you were saying, like, well, if it ain't right now, bro.
This is 41.
Right.
But give me 39.
And he came out and went, as he was wont, to the Mount of Olives, and the disciples also followed him. And when he was at the place, he said unto them, pray that you enter not into temptation. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast and kneeled down and prayed.
That's right.
Saying,
children, be quiet. Go ahead.
Father, if you will be willing, remove this cup from me.
If you be willing, what?
Remove this cup from me.
Come on.
Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done.
Listen to it.
And there appeared a Malakim unto him from Shamahim, strengthening him.
Doing what?
Strengthening him.
Now, the Hebrew word for strengthen, we ain't focus on the Greek word. It's kazak. It's a word that you should know. Kat, Zayin, and Kuf. Of course, it means the strong, to be courageous, to be prevailed, all that good stuff. But Kat, Zayin, excuse me, and Ka. Kuf, excuse me again. So give me what you got for it.
Cool. That's open phone.
Oh, that's light. Circle.
Okay, yeah. Light, circle, right.
Cot, Zayn.
Cool. I wouldn't use that cutoff for strength. I probably use nerve.
Some little nourishment. Little bring it to maturity.
Yeah. You've been set apart and nourished. Be set apart and nourished to life.
Will be set apart and nourished to life. Because that's what ends up happening, because that's what you're going to need when you need strength, right? So it's a multitude of places that we can look at when we talk about strengthening. And one of the first places that we're going to go at is, I want to say, 2 Kings. If y'all remember the stuff we were looking at in regards to the building, the rebuild, the repairing of the house. Give me 2 Kings chapter 12, verse 5, man.
It says, let the priest take it to them, every man of the acquaintance. Let him repair the breaches of the house.
Let him do what?
Repair the breaches of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Wheresoever any breach shall be found.
Y'all remember what it is to repair the breaches is, right? Go on and tell him repair. See, if we go back to Luke 22, give me verse 20.
That's to repair, to strengthen, to restrain, to confirm, to be strong.
To be strong.
To fortify.
To fortify. So look, right? These men who coming back over this to find any of the breaches and repair them, because what is the house? Who is the house? Come on, Savior, give me, before you do that, give me Matthew 16, man. Hey, be quiet. Is Matthew 16? Give me Matthew 16 and 16.
And Simon Peter answered and said, you are the Mashiach, the son of the living Elohim. And Yahushua answered and said unto him, Ruth are you, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed unto you, but my Father which is in Shamahim.
And
I say also unto you,
upon
that you are Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church.
He'll build his house. Whose house we are. Ain't that's what the text say? So those who actually work on the house, it's their job to repair, to strengthen those of the house. Now we could go to Luke 22 and 20. Tell me what 20 say. Luke 22 and 20.
Likewise also the cup after supper, saying, this cup, the New Testament, is my blood, which is shed for you. But behold, the hand of him that betrayed me is with me on the table. And truly the Son of Man goeth as it was determined. But woe unto that man by whom he is betrayed. And they began to inquire among themselves,
who should it be?
And there was also a strife among them. Which
who
of
should
them
be the greatest?
And he said unto them, the King of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors.
Benefactors.
But you, not so, but
not
he
so.
that is greatest among you,
let him be your servant.
And he that is chief, as he that do serve.
Come on.
For whether greater he that sit at meat, or he that serve.
But I'm as one as one who sit among you, as he that what?
Serve. You are they which have continued with me in my temptation.
You continue with me in my trials.
And I appoint you a kingdom as my Abba, which have appointed unto me, that you may eat and drink at my table in the kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Yasharal.
Listen what he finna say to Peter.
And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Hashatan have desired you, that he may sift as wheat.
Tell him what sift means by definition in that Greek.
Siniazo, to sift, to shake in a sieve. It is inward agitation to try one's faith.
To try one's faith. See, that's what he did to Job. Remember when we were looking at with Job? So you don't understand that, right? Give me that 1 Peter chapter 5, man. About verse, I want to say 10.
It says, but the Elohim of grace who have called us unto the eternal esteem by Yahushua Mashiach, after that he have suffered a while, made you perfect, established, strengthened, and settled. To him be esteem and dominion forever and ever. Amen.
Go ahead.
By Silvanus, a faithful brother, unto you, as I supposedly I have written briefly, exhorting and testifying that this is the true esteem or true grace of Elohim wherein ye stand. The church at Babylon, elected together with you, salute you, and Marcus my son. Greet ye one
I
another.
got you a little too high. Go to verse 6.
It says, and humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of Elohim, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking
Whom he may devour. What he tell you to do to him?
Whom resist steadfast.
In the what?
In the faith.
In the what?
In the faith.
In your flesh.
In the faith.
In the law.
In the faith.
In your nationality.
In the faith.
So you're going to have to stand. The only way you're going to be able to beat him is through your faith. That's it. That's the only way you're going to be able to beat him. You know what I'm talking about? Why you think Hamashiach was able to beat him? But he recited word back to him. But he also understood what his father had promised him. So what you offering me didn't mean nothing, because he came to try Mashiach faith too. So if Satan came to try his faith, what make you think he ain't going to try yours? Didn't Peter tell you the trying of your faith, which is more precious than gold? So he around here telling, why you think Peter could come back around here and tell you that? Because the Lord just said, Satan desires to try your faith. Why you think Satan desiring to try Peter's faith? Because he accusing this man in heaven that Peter gonna fold. Come on back to Luke 22. Start it up again from the top.
All the way from verse 20? Or?
No, the verse you was in. Luke 22 and what verse you in? 31?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Hashatan have desired to
try your faith.
That he may sift as wheat. But I have prayed for you.
He did what?
Prayed for you.
He did what?
Prayed for you.
Don't the book say he made intercession for those who come under Elohim by him?
That your faith fail not.
That your what?
Faith fail not.
Now you can see why I say that, because he said that your faith don't fail. And when you're converted,
strengthen your brethren.
Do what?
Strengthen your brethren.
So now he telling him to kazak his brethren. Well, what's going to make a man strong? Give me Isaiah 26 and 3 civic with haste. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 3.
You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you.
Because
he trusts in you.
Trust in Yahuwah.
Forever.
For trusting Yahuwah.
It's everlasting strength.
So that's how you got to strengthen. You can't strengthen your brother with the law, man. How that's going to strengthen him when his faith get tried? Didn't it say that the Malachim had came to Daniel and touched his lips? Come on, give me Daniel 10 and 16 one more time.
It says, and behold, one like the similitude of the Son of Man touched my lips.
Touched my what?
My lips. Then I opened my mouth and spake and said unto him that stood before me, O Master, by vision, my sorrows are turned upon me. I have restrained no strength, or retained no strength.
I don't have no strength.
For how can the servant of this my master talk with this my master? For as for me, straightway there remained no strength in me.
At the same token with Yahushua, don't you think it wasn't no strength in him if he were praying? It say the man prayed so hard that his sweat looked like drops of blood. This man said he was exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death. Do you not understand the level of distress that means? I don't think many people have probably actually been that sorrowful to the point that they wanted to die. Because when he said, I'm exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death, that means he wanted to die. That's the level of distress he was under. And he was praying for that distress to go away. So at that point, he retained no strength. So guess what? Give me Ecclesiastes 4 and 7, I believe. Stay right there. We're coming right back where you at in just a moment. Ecclesiastes 4 and 7, tell me what that says.
Then I returned and saw vanity under the sun. There is one and not a second. Yet he had neither child nor brother, yet no end of all his labor. Neither is his eye satisfied with riches. Neither for whom do I labor and bereave my soul of good. This also vanity, yea.
Oh, look at that. He said there's one and not a second. He don't got child nor brother. Man, don't you understand when Mashiach was out there, man, he ain't had child nor brother. He hadn't had any children yet, and all his brothers weren't with him because what were they doing? They sleep. He said there's no end of all his labor. Neither is his eye satisfied with riches. Neither do he say, whom do I labor? He said, this is vanity and the sore travail. This is all the things the man was going through when he's exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death. Listen to verse 8 or verse 9. Listen to it, what it say.
Two better than one.
Two or what?
Better than one.
They better than what?
One.
Because
they have a good reward for their labor.
So guess what, man? Now you see when Mashiach was by himself and his apostles were asleep, who came through? A Malachim, because two is better than one. When Daniel fell out and he had no strength, who came to him? A Malachim. Continue.
Mm-hmm. For if they fall, the one will lift up his
Didn't
fellow.
Malachim do that with Daniel and Yahushua? Also, as we mentioned the other day, you could clearly see that both of these, that Daniel is a foreshadowing to what happened with him with that Malachim. Continue, good sir.
But woe to him alone when he fall, for not another to help him up.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him.
Because a 3-4 cord
is not quickly broken.
How can you be? Notice he's given prevail by definition. That's why I be telling y'all, you can't gotta try to, if you know you got a network of believers, you can't try to do stuff by yourself. You gonna lose. Especially if you ain't got the spirit in you. Because you gonna be by yourself.
To call, to trail over or against, to overcome, overpower.
So he said, how you gonna get overpowered if you got somebody with you? How that gonna happen? That ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason for that. Because even if you ain't got somebody flesh and blood, you supposed to have a spirit. And still two better than one. Because he said, I'll never leave you what? Comfortless.
I would say.
Come on back. Where you was at?
I'm right here down here. 10 and 17.
Yeah, finish that 10. Start 17. Y'all around here playing. You ain't even got no room to play. You ain't got no room to play, and you know it too. You ain't had a good week. You've been running a 5, running them up. You know what I'm talking about? Testing boundaries. And you around here playing. I think not.
It says, and behold, one like to send them to the way I'm at 17. It said, for how can a servant of this, my master, talk with this, my master? For as for me straightway, there remained no strength in me, neither is there any breath left in me. Then there came again and touched me once, like the appearance of a man, and he strengthened me. And he said, O man greatly beloved, fear not. Shalom be unto thee, be strong.
Be what?
Be strong.
Notice that he spoke words to him to get him strong. First thing he said was what? Shalom unto you.
Fear not.
Don't have no fear, because perfect love cast out fear, because fear had torment. He ain't gave us the ruach of fear. You ain't got no need to fear the vision. I come to cause you to understand it. Continue.
Be strong, yea, be strong. And when he had spoken unto me, I was strengthened.
When he did what?
When he spoke to me, I was strengthened.
When he did what?
When he spoke to me, I was strengthened.
Give me Isaiah 50 and 4 here. Keep going. Finish that out.
I was strengthened. And he said, let my master speak, for thou hast strengthened me. Then said he,
what you think he's strengthening with? A word. Isaiah 50 and 4.
Yahuwah Elohim has given me the tongue of the learned.
He gave you the tongue of the what?
Of the learned.
Of the unlearned.
Of the learned.
Of a jackass.
The learned.
Of a dummy.
The learned.
Go ahead.
That I should know how to speak a word in season. To him that is weary.
To him that is what?
Weary.
Oh man, praise
you. Waking morning by morning, he wake my ear to hear as a learn.
Notice that he said he done gave me the tongue of the learn that I might speak a word in when?
Season.
Due season.
All right. Season.
To help the who?
Those that are weary.
Those that are not without strength. So those who had, that's why I told you, you shouldn't ask people for verses. You know what I'm talking about? You might as well just call them up for a conversation because you need a word to get strength. Reading the verse ain't going to give you no strength, especially if you don't understand what you read. But I understand that because that's custom. That's what people tell you to do. Just read your Bible. You don't need, see, people that have you going to hell, you don't need nobody to strengthen you. Anybody tell you that they're not a God, because boy, you who ain't never said that damn time. Not near solitary time. Every time you seen some man, righteous man in this text who was weak, well, he sent somebody unto that man. If he didn't come to him himself. And you can't sit around telling people that who are coming to everybody, because we know that's just not reality, because he ain't. He send people to do that for him. You know what I'm saying? He sent people. You go handle that for me. They'll know it's me when you get there. You understand? Like, see, we don't want to do that. You know why? Because you trust in yourself. Because you really want to play this whole God, I don't need nobody. You're going to find yourself burning in hell. Like we done talked about before, when Yahushua was at his weakest, he went and got John, Peter, and John's brother and said, come with me, man. And when they fell asleep, a Malachim came through for him, man. But see, before the Malachim even got there, he told his brothers, man, y'all come with me. Because I'm exceedingly sorrowful even unto death. Come watch and pray with me. He ain't say, I'm God. I don't need y'all help. I can do this by myself. So if your Lord and Master didn't have that attitude, why you got it? Because didn't he say he left us an example that we should follow his footsteps? That's not what he did. So why you doing it? You know why? Because you deceive yourself into believing that are there some things that you could deal with, you know what I'm talking about, by yourself? Sure. But if you find yourself starting to descend in a low state where you feel your strength getting depleted and this, that, there, and the third, yeah, you need to go holler at somebody in the faith first and foremost. You know what I'm talking about? You need to go holler at somebody because the text is not telling you to go through it alone. Nowhere in the book do you ever see that instruction. You seen what Jethro told Moses. He said, boy, you ain't gonna be able to do all this by yourself now. It's gonna be too much for you. You know what I'm talking about? See, one thing I know, man, and you can see that, of course, now Mashiach is a different character and only a different character for one reason. His level of faith was different than everybody else's. Of course, now when you come to get tempted by Satan, you understand you have to deal that alone. I'm just going to be honest with you. It ain't going to be no 3-4 people to help you with that. You're going to have to face that alone. I'm just going to keep it a beam with you. But you're going to have your faith on point. You know what I'm saying? I remember telling somebody that a long time ago, boy, their faith wasn't right. I said, boy, Satan gonna get you now. And eventually they came back around and they was like, yeah, you know what? I think you was right because I'm pretty much gonna leave this alone. Then I'm just paraphrasing. Because I already seen it. It was time for you to get tried. And nigga can't help you with that. Nigga can't help you with that. The only thing that you can help them with that is to give them the words of faith to strengthen them. But when it comes to the actual temptation of them facing head up or whatever wiles and plays that Satan gonna come with, you can't help them with that. They faith got to be strong for them to stand and overcome that. And I don't care what none of y'all think, but you'll find out because when Yahushua got tempted, it wasn't nobody there. When Job got tempted, it wasn't nobody there. You know what I'm saying? To deal with, because what could Job's wife and his friends do to help him get through that temptation? Only one thing, giving words of encouragement from the word, which none of them did. That's why he said you didn't speak the thing right like my servant Job did, because what they were supposed to do, what they were supposed to be an aid, a help, and a relief by being a brother and giving him words of faith to allow him to trust in Yahuwah and use the word to overcome what he was dealing with. They did not do that. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's about the only thing that you can do. That's the only way. You can't fight Satan for somebody. I don't care who it is. You can't fight Satan for your husband. You can't fight Satan for your wife. You can't fight Satan for your kids. You can't do none of that. And if you're telling yourself you can, you are lying to yourself. Because it's not your heart getting tested and it's not your heart getting tried. It's theirs. And you can't save your kids and you can't save your spouse. They can only save themselves. You can't do it. I don't care how much you love them. You think Samuel wanted his sons to be evil? It wasn't nothing he could do about that. They got their own mind and their own thoughts. Their level of faith might not be as yours. Remember what Paul said to Timothy, man. He said, man, I hope you got the same level, you know what I'm saying, the same level of faith that was in your mother and your grandmother Lois. Just because Timothy's mother and grandmother faith was strong didn't guarantee that Timothy was, but prayerfully it's going to be that because that's the example. That's what you see. You know what I'm talking about? See, if you always around here murmuring, complaining, sour face, looking stupid, you know what I'm talking about? How you think your children's faith gonna be strong? They looking at you. Shoot, you don't trust in God, so why should I?
Sit down.
You know what I'm talking about? Or at least at the bare minimum, if you're going to express what in a test and a trial in your faith, then you communicate that to your offspring and let it be known we rely on Yahuwah. Our help comes from heaven. No matter what's going on, because you don't know anything you got going on in your life is to test your faith. Because I'm telling you, it's real easy to say how much you believe in Yahuwah when things going exactly how you want them to go. That's not no testing of your heart. And guess what? You don't get to determine how your faith get tried. You don't get to tell them, no, it would be better if you try me like that, because I know I'll overcome that. No. You don't get to do that. He'll try you how he want to try you. You know what I'm talking about? He'll test you how he want to test you. Because he got to prove you out. If you are who you say you are. If you about what you say you about. If you stand on what you say you stand on. And that's going beyond what we were talking about the other day. Indeed, we got Ezekiel 18. Yes, sir. That go beyond what we were talking about the other day about the persecution. Because the trying of your faith ain't always about you getting persecuted or killed. It's about will you trust the word in unfavorable situations and circumstances, which is why he say that's the seed in the amongst the stones, because they have no root in them. So when persecution and tribulation arise because of the word, by and by they are offended. You know what I'm talking about? So when you have a little trouble in your life because you ain't got no root in you, because you got to take root down to bear fruit upward, because you didn't take root in Elohim, when that trouble comes, when that uncomfortable time comes, you're going to be offended in Yahuwah. You're going to forsake him. You're going to talk trash about it. What type of God let me deal with this? That man never told you any of this stuff that people be talking about. He never said if you serve him, your life going to be smooth and this, that, there, and the third. He never told you that. That man ain't never tell you none of that. If the man whom you look to, whom you say is your savior and redeemer, and your Lord and master, he had nothing but tribulation the entire time he was on the earth. This man definitely looked these people in the face and say, birds have necks, foxes have holes. Son of Adam ain't got nowhere to lay his head at, and this man ain't cried damn day. You know what I'm talking about? This man had people calling him a devil. This man had people trying to kill him. This man had people talking bad about him. And you ain't never hear complain about nothing. Because his level of faith for the reward was greater than the temporary discomfort that I'm facing at the moment. When the man said he was exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death, the first thing he thought to do was go pray to his father and get my brothers. And y'all come on up here with me, man. We're going to pray to Abba about this one here. You know what I'm talking about? That's where his mind went at. Your mind go, you get mad at it. How do you think you that strong to defeat all these things in life when we just learned how to be strong enough to defeat your flesh? You got to be a special type of student. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't been living your entire life learning how to defeat your flesh. Most people ain't been in the word over 10 years to know how to defeat their flesh. And you think you're going to defeat the pitfalls of life by yourself? And then you got to be crazy as hell if you're dealing with stuff in the faith and you go to sinners for some comfort and some strength. You extra stupid. What the hell they gonna give you? What word of strength they gonna speak to you? So you really got, what do you say, modern solutions for modern problems? So clearly you want a natural solution for a natural problem, because that's why you went to natural people. Because if you wanted spiritual solutions for a spiritual problem, then you would go to spiritual people who can edify you in that regard. What's that?
I got like that.
Who that?
Modern solution.
Oh yeah, I found that hilarious. These are modern solutions for modern problems. You know what I'm saying? You have to think about that. Because if you go into carnal people, they can't give you a spiritual solution. They don't have a spirit to even derive that from. That doesn't mean that they don't have wisdom. It don't mean that they couldn't have some level of knowledge. But they can't give you a spiritual solution to a spiritual problem because they're carnal. And the spirit and carnal don't mix. They're against one another. And if we think that they're not, then we saying that the book lying. See, I know it's harsh because we don't really view things from the trans point of how they gonna view it. I wouldn't go to nan nigga on this earth who wasn't in no words. I'm like, yeah, brother, I'm dealing with something spiritually. Can you help me out? What this nigga gonna tell me? He ain't got nothing going on. He don't serve Yahuwah. He don't know Yahuwah. What he gonna tell me? You ain't see Mashiach now time. Let me go find the sinner. Let's see what they can tell. I know it's a sinner around here. That's what people love to say. You don't know who God is sin. Shut your stupid behind up. You ignorant, dumb bastard Jew. Why in the hell would the Lord send a sinner to help you out? Bro, you know, I literally had a grown woman tell me, man, that messing with a street nigga was cool because you'll never know who God is sending in your life. So I'm like, so you mean tell me you a righteous woman, right? virtuous woman, if you will, godly and pious, and of all the men on the earth, Yahuwah gonna bring you a sinner. Oh, I know you stupid. That means Yahuwah don't love you. You know what I'm talking about? That's what that means, because you know why that means Yahuwah don't love you? Because you don't love him. Because ain't no way in the world you're a righteous woman, he would take you and give you to a sinner. He wouldn't dare do one of his daughters like that. And the fact that an individual is stupid enough to think that show they don't know God. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up and down. Where you ever seen Yahuwah say, hell, that's a good sinner for my child right there. A good one. Because it's only one rationale that you're going to have for Yahuwah giving you to a sinner. You know what that is? The same thing like he did with Samson. It's to take somebody down. He going to use you to take somebody down. He ain't sending you to no street nigga to take nobody down. You know what I'm saying? Because I was talking to you about that. Do you understand the level of simplicity in the brain you got to have to be attracted to degeneracy and think that you're going to take a degenerate and make him wholesome because you want the edge of the degenerate with the wholesomeness of the godly man? You stupid. That type of nigga don't exist. There's no godly thug out here, man. It don't exist. That's what niggas be wanting. You want the elements of the danger of what you believe that the street dude is with this other stuff over here. See, let me tell you something, man. Future behavior is a strong predictor of past behavior is a strong predictor of future performance. You can't look at somebody and see them for what you think they're going to be. I got to look at you for what you is now and what you're working toward. And if you ain't working toward nothing, I can't bet my life on you might be godly later. I can't bet my life on that. You know what I'm saying? This is why I tell you, why you women be around here betting your life on a nigga ain't never did nothing with his life. You betting your life on that. This nigga ain't got no drive, no plan, no nothing. He ain't got no desire to pull. See, it's one thing if he got a plan that don't work. At least you can see this nigga was trying to do something. This nigga is at the house. What you want with a nigga who sit on the corner with a bunch of niggas all day smoking and drinking, telling lies? This is what he do all day. This nigga's not finna do nothing. I promise you your sex ain't that good to make him want to do something. Because it's got to be in him, not on him. You know what I'm talking about? If it ain't in him, it ain't happening. If that word ain't in you, it's not going to happen. You can't have the word on you by walking around with a Bible, opening up your app, talking about it. It's got to be in you. If it ain't in you, you're not going to see the benefit. See, we don't want to hear all that because we some sorry, lazy, you know what I'm talking about, hard-hearted, stiff-necked group of people. We want the thing to be according to our terms and our conditions. Don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Because if anybody wants strength, you're gonna need a word. If you in the word, if you weary, give me Isaiah 40 and 20. You can get ready to get off. You good? You need something? You sure? I got a sandwich. It's got 10 pieces on it. But I got a sandwich. It's got 10 pieces on it. No. Come on.
Got 40 and 30.
40 and 28.
Have you not known? Have you not heard? The everlasting Elohim, Yahuwah, the creator of the ends of the earth, faint not, neither is weary.
He's neither what?
Faint not, neither is weary.
Go ahead.
No searching of his understanding.
There's no what?
Searching of his understanding.
They ain't looking for his understanding.
He give power to the faint.
He give power to who?
To the faint.
He give power to who?
The faint.
And who else?
And to them that have no might, he increased strength.
He do what?
Increased strength. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon Yahuwah shall renew.
They that what?
Wait upon Yahuwah.
Shall renew their what?
Strength.
Uh-oh.
They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint.
I said we came here for you to see Yahuwah going to strengthen the weak. And if you wait on him, he'll renew your strength. You know what I'm talking about? And that's dealing with faith right there, man. No disrespect to the law, because we know we established the law. We Yahudim. That's a given. But boy, the law not going to do that for you. I promise you it's not. Who can y'all think in the text who was weak spiritually and somebody came and said, you know what Leviticus 19 said? You can't think of nobody because it ain't in there. When the people were messing with Moses, you think Yahuwah came and brought him a law? No. When the people was wilding and during the time of Yahushua son of Nun, what they had going on, did he come bring them a law? No. When they were going up against Goliath in the time of Saul and everybody was shook, was it the law that beat Goliath? Did he say, hey, you can't be here? No, that man said, you took me out the hand of the paw of a bear and the mouth of a lion, and this uncircumcised Philistine gonna be like them today. The law didn't give him that ability to go do that. He had to trust in the words of the living God to go up there. You think that it was the law that had Yahushua son of Nun and Caleb to go through that land and be like, boy, them people food for us, nigga. You right here talking about some giants and this, that, nigga. These niggas food for us. Ain't that what they said? These niggas food for us. Man, don't worry about them. Be still and be easy, nigga. We gonna murk these niggas. You like, nah, bro. That's why you can't have niggas like that, man. Niggas who ain't got no faith, they're discouraged the whole camp. Because that's what you seen in Numbers 13. They ain't had no faith. They discouraged the whole camp. You had two men have faith stronger than everybody. They're like, nah, bro, don't worry about that, man. Yahuwah said that man said, man, these people bread for us. Don't get it for him, man. Numbers 13, whatever verse. That man said, what do people bread for? You understand me? And of course, you know that relating to they weren't seeking to enter into the kingdom of heaven, nor were they trying to let others get in. They weren't trying to get in. Man, the people bread for us, man. We'll come back to 2 Kings 12, y'all willing, on another day. You right about that, Quran. Quran say, I use that sinner to take you down, so live. You got to be careful with that one, that man. Let me see, man. Numbers 13.
About 25.
Mm-hmm. Shoot. You can give me 23. I just share that. Shoot. Give me 21. I just share that on. Shoot. Make it 20. I share that on general principle before we get off.
It say
Numbers 13 and 20.
It say, what the land, whether it be fat or lean, whether there be wood therein or not,
be you of what?
Be of good courage.
Give him courage by definition. Is it kazak? Let's see. Or is it
kazak.
another word? So it's the same word now. He said you need to be of good strength.
Got it.
Come on.
Be of good courage and bring of the fruit of the land. Now, the time of the first ripe grape.
If it's the first ripe grapes, what time of year is it?
Yep.
What time of year is it if it's the time of the first ripe grape?
That's right.
That's Pentecost.
That's right.
That means, and what they got on Pentecost? The renewing of their strength.
That's right.
So when they were coming in the land, they was to be able to get that ruach, man. That's when they came through. Because we know we looking for that summer fruit. Ain't that what he said? Come on.
It says, so they went to search the land from the wilderness of Zin unto Rehoboth, as it comes to Hamath.
As they ascended south.
By the way, they came to Hebron, and to Ahiman, and Shishai, and Tamai, and the children of Anak. Now Hebron was built 7 years.
Now the children of Anak, them giants.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
It said they came into the brook of Eshcol.
And they cut down from thence
a branch with one cluster of grapes.
They cut down a what?
A branch.
It had how many grapes?
One cluster of grapes.
And they buried
between two upon a staff. And they brought of it pomegranates of the figs.
It's no different than with Yahusha, right? Cluster of grapes between two staffs. Come on.
It said the place was called the brook of Eshcol because the cluster of grapes which the children of Israel had cut down from thence.
Tell them what Eshcol means.
Eshcol. It said bunches of grapes.
Bunches of grapes, a cluster of grapes. Good fruit. It was fruit on them trees. Ripe fruit too. Come on.
And they returned from searching of the land after 40 days. And they went and came to Moses and to Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Yasharal unto the wilderness of Paran to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them and to all the congregation, and showed them all the fruit of the land.
They told him.
And they said, we have come to the land whither thou sent us, and surely it floweth with milk and honey.
This the fruit?
This is the fruit of it.
Nevertheless,
the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled, very great. And moreover, we saw the children of Anak there. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south. The Hittites and Jebusites and Amorites dwell in the mountains. And the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan. And Caleb stilled all the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once to possess it. We are able to overcome it. But the man that went up with him said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. And they brought up an evil report on the land which they had searched unto the children of Yasharal, saying, the land which thou have gone to search it up, it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people that we saw therein it were men of a great stature.
Paul, give him verse 5 of the next chapter, chapter 14 of the book of Numbers. Listen to him.
It said, and then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the
just
assembly.
for context, these people were selling out, talking about he done caused us to go by the sword, that we should be prey. Should we not go back to bondage? Listen to what he said.
They fell on their face before the assembly of the congregation of the children of Yasharal. Then Yahushua son of Nun and Caleb the son of Yefuneh, which were them that searched the land, rent their clothes.
They spake
all to the company of the children of Yasharal, saying, the land which we walked through and searched it is an exceedingly good land.
If Yahuwah
delight in us, he will bring us unto this land and give it us
a land
which floweth with milk and honey.
Only rebel
not ye against Yahuwah,
neither fear you
the people of the land,
for they
are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them.
Man say, boy, they food for us. They food for us. What you scared for?
And Yahuwah is with us, fear them not.
Let's end there. Come on, 1 John 4 and 7. Do it, and we get out of here, man. Or it might be 1 John 4 and 15, actually.
Whosoever shall confess that Yahushua is the son of Elohim and dwell in him, and he in Elohim, and we have known and believe the love that Elohim have to us. Elohim is love, and he that dwell in love dwell in Elohim.
That's right.
And Elohim in him. Herein is our love made perfect.
Our love is made what?
Perfect.
Made what?
Perfect.
Why?
That we may have boldness in the day of judgment.
All right.
Because as he is, so are we in this world.
That's right.
There's no fear in love.
There's no what?
Fear in love.
There's no what?
Fear in love.
Why?
But perfect love cast out fear.
Perfect love do what?
Cast out fear.
Perfect love do what?
Cast out fear.
Because fear
have torment. He that fears is not made perfect in love.
If you got fear, you not what?
Made perfect in love.
Ain't no way in the world your faith perfected and you got fear in your heart. You know what I'm talking about? Given fear by definition in that Greek. Ain't no way.
Don't be scared.
Books say anything that's not of faith is sin, and you can see that all through the book.
Phobos says fear, dread, terror.
Why you got dread and terror in your heart? Saul had fear and dread. See, this is the small, intimate detail of why you see Saul got rejected. Saul was scared of Goliath. Saul was scared of him. You know what I'm talking about? He was scared of the people. He ain't had no faith. He ain't trust Yahuwah. Because if he did, he wouldn't have gave a damn, but he'd have walked right up on Goliath. You gonna die today, nigga. Hell, you mean? You know what I'm talking about? Get what? Because like I said, right, you couldn't hit Saul. You couldn't hit Goliath across the head with no doggone Deuteronomy 28. You couldn't hit Saul across. Don't run to no multitude of evil.
You see, but look, you got the ball to try to kill David.
And get what? And you see what David's faith was at, because he said, I won't lay my hand on you who is anointed. Not because, I don't want to break the law, but because this would go against me getting the reward of what it is that I say that I desire to get from this man.
That's right.
So I'm going also that level of faith to say, I know that Yahuwah will avenge my enemies, so I ain't got to touch you. Which is why Jacob said, I'll let my righteousness speak for me. I ain't got to go back and forth with you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be meaning with certain stuff like, they don't believe the word for real. Because if you did, you would conduct yourself differently in certain sad situations. Does that not mean that your flesh will wild up? I'm going to tell this nigga about himself. And then you go to think, tell him about himself or what? Now, there's sometimes you do got to call somebody out for their way. No, they tell you, right? So answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit. Answer not a fool according to his folly, like you, lest you be a fool just like him. So you got to have the wisdom to know when to do it and when not to do it. You know what I'm talking about? And you would have that wisdom because of your faith, because you would know, you know what? Yeah, I'm good, my G. You would done it. But you know, we'll start right there, man. Hallelujah for y'all who shine the word, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all time this afternoon. Bless y'all the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua, man. Yahuwah willing, man. We be back at it on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? And we'll keep looking at things as it pertains to strength and the execution and things of that nature. Because truth be told, this is going to be a conversation about faith. It can't be nothing other than that. You know what I'm talking about? In reality. You know, in all things, man, let your Abba Shamahim out the name of Yahushua be esteemed, man. Continue to believe, trust, and hope in his word, man. He'll come through in the time appointed. Shalom, bro. Praise Yahuwah indeed, brother. Man. You know what I'm saying? Yahuwah gonna come through in the clutch, man. You know what I'm talking about? You just got to be able to stand firm and endure. His word don't fail. Y'all continue to, man, to, walk in the faith of Allah, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything be lovely, man. You know what I'm talking about? You who are willing, man, to the next one. What can I do for you, son?